All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer race. Today we're going to be doing a little bit new. It's Overworld glitches, and commentating with me today is Willard J. Bradley. I am Futon. Hello, Willard.
Hello.
Are you ready for this? It's going to be
I think
different.
so. I've dabbled in Overworld glitches a lot. I've never actually officially raced it, so I don't know what it takes to be a competent racer of Overworld glitches. But casually, it is a blast, and it's a lot of fun to just throw in a few Overworld glitches and play around. The amount of clipping and skipping and trotting along is just it's a fun sight to see and fun to watch because you're you could do that in the game, and a lot of people don't know about a lot of these things that they exist. So I'm excited to show this off to all y'all out there. So you want to sit down and try it out yourselves.
Yeah, we are really hopeful that this brings a lot more runners to Overworld glitches, as the scene is a little small right now.
Yeah, a little minuscule. I think we get I've seen one Overworld glitches race a month or something like that.
I think it moved up a bit to 1 or 2 a week. I'm on the tag for it, so I see them pop up a little bit. But they're a little small. Usually it's 5 racers per, so they're small races and they don't happen often. So yeah. it'll be nice to get a little bit of bigger scene for it.
Totally. And today we got ChristosOwen, JaySee87, SamuraiPrawn, and Tojso. And I know at least 3 out of the 4 are extremely well-versed in Overworld glitches, and one of them claims to be a little bit rusty via the IRC. We're not going to tell you which one is which, so you'll just have to watch and see what's happening.
Yeah, one of them hasn't played Overworld glitches for months and months, and they are fully aware of all the changes that have been made to it, but they might not do so well. They're skilled though, so it's not going to be a problem of execution. It'll just be a memory problem.
Memory of what's not so much what's allowed, but what is the logic trying to get you to go do, where you can go next, what you can do with the resources that you do have. Because for the most part, you're still going to need Moon Pearl. You're still going to need potentially cane, hammer, a lot of the items. The only thing you might not ever need is the stupid flute, because that thing is useless.
Yeah, that flute only ever needed if it's required super early to get to my area with mitts. Actually, correction. No. I'm trying to think now, because with the new changes that you start with boots, you actually can always clip there. So it's more flute is only ever needed if you are not able to clip, I guess. I can't think of a time you'd need it.
Well, because as soon as you get the Moon Pearl, you'd be able to get into the mire area.
Yeah, because you can also clip right onto the ledge where the flute takes you. So flute is
down the bottom left corner.
Yeah, you can actually do that as well. So flute is actually entirely useless in Overworld glitches now with the Boots edition.
Every time we get it, it's great.
Before the boots were auto included, you could need the flute rarely, but it wasn't a very common case. Now it's just fully, you get the flute and you're like, great, I move faster, but I already move fast, so does this really help me? No.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a great option for just getting across Hyrule a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and as mentioned in chat, Moon Pearl needed by logic in every scenario of Overworld glitches. However, allowed glitches that are not required by logic exist, which are things like fake flute. We will be seeing those today, and it is possible to beat an Overworld glitch seed without ever getting the Moon Pearl at all.
Oh my gosh. I need to try this sometime. But that sounds ridiculously silly.
We'll go over the rules of an Overworld glitch seed real quick. Typically, what is required is any form of clipping in the Overworld, any form of teleporting, stuff like that in the Overworld. It's all good to go. The things that aren't expected of you are, I believe, mirror wrapping and YBAs, so any screen transition glitching. And then any major in the Underworld as well.
The YBA is when you drink a potion right during a screen transition, and mirror wrapping is when you mirror at a screen transition. And you'll see some wacky things when and if these players do take the time to do that.
Yeah, I'm certain we're going to see a few of them, to be sure. I know JC, for one, really wanted to do some blue IBAs, which is basically fake flute. So we'll see that for sure and explain it when it happens.
And of course, though, like, we might see some like hard resets or soft resets if they fail, if they're going for these YBAs, because save state's obviously not allowed, and once you drink that potion, you gotta go buy a new potion.
It's a bit rough on money if you opt to go through the YBA route of things, because it is 160 rupees per blue. So another thing about the required glitches is all minor glitches are required except for hovering. This does not include bomb jumps, and this does not include dark rooms. They're not. I don't believe they're considered glitches at all. So
it does include like fake flipper.
Yes, everything basically, if you've watched a regular open seed where people just play through the game normally, no crazy glitches, all of that is required except for the bomb jumps and dark rooms.
So even like the water walking shenanigans as well. Which, who knows if we'll see that.
Yeah, and anything that could cause yourself to soft lock the game, such as using, say, the mushroom, it wouldn't require you to use a fake powder because you can technically just burn your mushroom ahead of time and ruin yourself. So stuff like that also not required. So there is some logic fixes to make sure you can't soft block your seed still. And
there's a good chance that a lot of these players, maybe a couple of these players might accidentally like soft lock themselves and have to save and quit. A lot of the clipping is, relatively precise, and if you move in the wrong direction, you might just clip into a wall and be stuck there. And most of the time, like, you can't just mirror and flute away, because as soon as you mirror bonk and get sent back. So
yeah, and there's a few cases. I don't know if anyone has tried fake flippering in a not patched ROM. So when you get hit by anything, instead of dying, you actually just walk forever if you don't do the correct inputs afterwards. That's one of the possible outcomes of a failed glitch. You could just wrap the game forever.
So you got to be careful with those, because those you can't save and quit out of generally. And
also some minor decapitations of Link, depending on what you do. They're so like weird bugs.
Yeah, like the G Tower one. If you misline that up, all of a sudden your body's on this side of the screen, your head's over on this side.
Yeah,
and it's really terrifying.
It gets pretty gross. There's also some other things that are just not expected. They won't be required in this, and they're just actually not allowed. So things that are underworld, going into exploration glitch and walking through walls at will, stuff like that, just completely not required. So we won't be seeing those.
Yeah, but basically we'll make sure. Well, Futon will make sure to explain stuff as we see it. And speaking of, we're about to get this race started.
So before we we're going to start right now, but boots are a starting item, as I mentioned, but they are still in the item pool, so we will see the players run in and pick up boots. It's mostly just a, ha, look at this, you already have that, you fool.
Yeah, now you have one for each foot. Perfect.
Yeah. Does not make you dash faster.
No. Oh man, what if it was 2 times? No.
Why?
What if that was a thing? Double boots? Like gold boots? Hover boots? Gold hammer? Just throwing stuff out there. All right, so nothing really exciting. I mean, an extra heart container in Link's house is pretty nice, but
we have some road divergence already. We see Christos farming bombs and going through Kakarikis from the south, whereas a lot of the other players will probably heading up from above it. And Samurai is even going to the standard open route where you just loot Uncle's chests.
Only a heart piece in the bonk rocks, so nothing value there. One of the things worth noting at the beginning is, like, they are already capable of clipping if they want to. But for some players, it's a lot easier. As you see with JC, he's going to be going up to Death Mountain already. Some players will opt to, or like, it's easier to do with once you get a sword. But these players are actually just really good, so never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
JC did really well there. He didn't actually take any damage at all. If you do that specific clip, you can get bodied by the squirrels and the boulders before you even make it to the screen, so it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, especially with how much damage they do, and you have, only 4 hearts. Is this a North of Graveyard clip?
It sure is.
Wow.
One of the more dangerous ways to do it, because you can get hit by boulders and really mess it up. But as you can see, these runners are extremely good and no delay at all in his clipping, so he got hit right away. Christos already found the hook shot in the chicken house.
Nice.
And
Yeah, only
we've got the Bombos medallion. I didn't actually see where. That might have just been the whatchamacallit, the uncle area. He's also, I believe, found something on Lake Hylia and is clipping to it right now.
It was only an arrow capacity upgrade, so I'm curious why he's going for this. Maybe just to show this off.
He's going for a fake flipper to hobo.
Oh my god, I've never seen that. That's incredible.
He saves a lot of time by doing it right there.
Alright, my mind is already blown. I've never actually seen that one, so that's really cool.
Yeah,
and Hobo
there's a lot of not expected ways of just making it go faster. You don't even need to do them, but a little speed tech.
Yeah, generally that setup that he does is one way to get to, you can clip down to get onto the Lake Hylia Island, but I never thought about going upwards to set up that fake flipper, so really cool. That's really cool movement. But yeah, so far, nothing really throwing these runners into any sort of progression, but yeah, the thing with JaySee's play of going into North of Graveyard was, you know, being able to walk away with almost a full stack of bombs as well.
Yep, and you'll see a lot of the players are actually avoiding Kakariko. There's not a big reason behind it, but it's more that people believe there's a lot of items you can get outside of Kakariko that'll help you do things inside of Kakariko, say finding bombs, finding the flute early, stuff like that, to just help you go faster. So some people like to delay it. One of the main ones, obviously, a bottle. You want to find that before you go there, hopefully, so you don't have to make another trip.
Yeah, exactly. We did see a map check. I believe that was all crystals in the light world. And I think one of them was the Pyramid Fairy crystal. I don't remember which one was which.
Well, surprisingly, that might not even matter, because there's some fun little glitches with the mirror that'll allow us to get into the Pyramid Fairy location pretty much instantly.
Oh yeah, that's very true. So that's kind of the fun part about Overworld glitches. It makes some of these like things that are usually huge, like in a regular run, like relatively insignificant. Yeah.
So a lot of overlapping right now. Samurai finding a red boom on his own.
So that'll be his first stun weapon, having skipped out on the hookshot. That is in Chicken Hut, and has plenty of bombs. We'll be able to take out the mini Molderons in Mini Molderon Cave.
Yep. Another fun thing and a good reason to play Overworld glitches is you have boots right off the start, as we mentioned several times. So these players are moving real quick through this tedious stuff that you kind of just take for granted at the start.
Yeah, and it was a fairly recent adjustment.
It was in for a while, but it was removed and then re-added after.
What?
So it is possible to do that. That's something I've learned.
Oh my god, that was awesome. Take that, Maze Race. And then you see Tojso already clip it down to go into Desert. There is... Oh, and we got a sword in Mini Molderon Cave.
It's a good find early.
The cool thing is you can also clip into the back section of Desert Palace and not necessarily need the gloves to beat this dungeon. But still needs a fire source, so...
Ooh, Samurai's got to be careful here. He set up the water walk that lets you jump down towards the Zora item. Oh, no. Doesn't matter anymore, those dangerous crabs. He got picked off by 2 crab hits, unfortunately. Looks like JaySee either farming for bombs. No, he's going to head towards the maze race game as well. So this is another clip you can do. It's fairly meaningless in the overworld, or in the light world, but in the dark world this could actually have some impact. ChristosOwen, again, he's going to probably be avoiding a lot of the overworld glitches because he doesn't want to put too much emphasis on them for himself. So he'll be following up on a lot of the regular open mode stuff, so he's got his sword here. And Samurai, I believe he reset up his water walk and is heading back towards... Oh, the whirlpool is really tough.
I'm assuming he stored the water walk with the fake flipper.
I believe he was...
he's going to go get the Zora item, probably.
Exactly. So Another glitch that you might have seen in open mode, when you dash over a hole at the right angle, you will store a water walk if you jump downwards into water, so that's what he was trying to do there. Technically not needed, because another option for him would be to go in and clip to his arm.
Did you just see what Christos did? He used an upwards to clip right into the wall and not have to use bombs to blow open the ice rock cave.
What? Swaggy of a strat there. If you
I didn't know that was a thing. That's incredible.
It's interesting because there's a lot of cool things that just aren't needed and aren't listed because we don't need them, but you can do them to save a little bit of time or just swag around if you really feel like it. I believe Tojso is finally heading towards Kakariko himself, or cleaning up some of the pieces he hadn't gone to yet. Arrows from a tier 1? No, that was a tier 2 pull for trees, so nothing important there either. This desert hasn't been that exciting, but Christos is heading up Death Mountain, and he should find a lot up here. With Sword, he's going to certainly do the Dark Room for the Old Man, and follow up by doing probably all of Eastern Death Mountain as well. And another glitch there from Tojso, clipping into the south of the grove or circle of bushes area without the mirror, just letting you get that out of the way early. And he'll follow it up by heading straight to desert with this clip as well. Pretty neat tech right there. SamuraiPrawn is doing the safer method I was mentioning. Getting up here, I believe. Getting up through up into Dark World without, or Death Mountain without dealing with all the nasty squirrels and boulders. He's already up there in Tahara. Christos will be showing off a different way of getting into Tahara here. JaySee with another clip. Another way to get up to this area here for the item at the South of Grove.
Yeah, that's the fun part is there's a lot of like different ways you can accomplish the same goals in overworld glitches, like clipping into that K45 circle of bushes shenanigans. Yeah. Even Tojso, I think that was a little bit different of a setup for getting into here up to Death Mountain.
Instead of walking diagonally, he just dashed around because dashing is a little faster.
And it'll be cool to see a little bit more of Death Mountain. Of course, SamuraiPrawn using one of the, going through the dark rooms to save the old man, see what he's got.
Another clip from Christos as well. He's going to be heading over to East Death Mountain via some fancy wiggling.
Yeah, basically just don't... I think if you, hit up, you'll accidentally, clip down and get stuck.
Yes. So
you gotta... As I've learned from mistakes, you have to hit down as soon as you start the clip, so that puts you on the right, pixel alignment, and then just go right down left, right down left, right down left, or left down right, something like that.
Yeah, and we didn't explain it right away, but there is a method to clipping that they've been doing repeatedly, which is you hold your sword out, or your fist out if you don't have a sword, and you just constantly tap the direction you want to go while dashing, and you'll eventually clip into the wall. And at a certain point, you want to release your sword or fist and hit the right input to put yourself into a teleport.
Yeah, doing it with a sword just makes it easier because you have a longer lag time to get the right directional input.
Yeah, and Christos getting gloves there. It's a good find.
And a bottle. Prior to getting a sword, you'll also... Ooh, and a mirror. Wow. Paradox Cave showing up today.
Good find there. It actually opens up almost the entire game at this point. Just need to move, bro. Samurai was dodging boulders for quite a while, but
that's two in a row. He just died to the boulders again. So, Death Mountain, not a very safe place when you only have 4 hearts.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Tojso, hasn't found any of the extra hearts the other players have gotten. I don't know if he's even been to Kakariko still. He still doesn't have that hook shot. He's just been avoiding it, so missing a lot of the hearts that are waiting for him.
But as I was saying, another thing you'll see players do is if you don't have a sword, you could either just be really good and clip normally without it, or sometimes you'll see select buffering.
Yes. Basically, once you get into position for the clip, you release the sword spin, which gives you the time to put the input in correctly. If you just go right into it and hit the input, there's a really high likely chance that you're going to hit one arrow key before the other, or the button, I guess, for all these controller players. But if you do that, you will not execute the glitch correctly, so usually you buffer it so that you can add the input exactly on the frame you need it. Here's another interesting clip from JaySee. I believe this takes him to Desert or Eastern. I can't remember exactly which clip this is.
A little annoying when you have Zora shooting at you.
Yeah. So this looks like it'll take him to Desert with a wrap there. Okay, though it is the Eastern one. Okay. It's a little confusing, but basically he wrapped the screen visually, but he actually didn't wrap the screen. He was just on the ledge and allowed him to walk into the correct location to put himself here. There's a lot of graphical bugs.
Where was he before?
He was at the Ice Rod Cave area.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's a way to make Ice Rod Cave not as out of the way as it is in the regular game. Another clip from Samurai here. Honestly not sure where this one will take him. I believe this is going to be a wrap to Kakariko. And yes, it is.
What is happening?
So now Samurai just going to reset all the buggy screen stuff going on there, landing into the Kakariko well, and is happily in Kakariko, was momentarily at Zora area for a second there, so...
Oh my god. Alright. I'm learning so much, and this is just amazing.
Yeah,
this is some dangerous knowledge to have, though. Gotta say. Oh, second sword in Hyrule Castle, and I really liked.
Right on his way there.
I really like that bomb setup that Tojso did to force the guy into the second bomb. That's really nice.
Some really cool strats I've seen from this. I believe the cleanest I've seen this done without a sword was from Christos and also JaySee87 as well. They both have really good bomb strats to clear this place out.
Yeah. I mean, in just the NMG run or even anything in Randomizer, every second counts for the most part. So, which is why I like seeing all these players, opting to take as many shortcuts as they possibly can in Overworld glitches. So that clip to get into Kakariko was just amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's also really cool to see that Samurai now clearing out Kakariko 14 minutes in, just showing how many options there are in this.
Mm-hmm. Well, the nice thing is now that all of these guys have showed off their secrets to winning these Overworld glitches, now we can go and learn them so that we can compete. Though, their ability to, because generally, clipping to the left, using the dash buffers and whatnot to clip is a lot easier than right clipping. Yeah. Can you care to explain why that's a thing?
Yeah, essentially, in the same way that you use pumping, when you move a direction, the left and upwards is 2 pixels before 1 pixel in the movement. So when you're buffering your movement with dashes like that, going left, you move 2 pixels at a time, and going right, you'll move 1. So you go twice as fast going left. It makes it a lot easier to line it up correctly.
Mm-hmm. And less likely to mess it up.
Pops you out, yeah. So if you input incorrectly, it'll pop you out and make you restart. So going left, it's a lot easier to just get it right, because it's about 5 inputs rather than about 9. It is super easy to do, though. I'm not trying to say it's difficult at all. It's just sometimes you don't put the input in correctly and you mess yourself up, and it takes a little longer. So it's still easy to get into, and I recommend people putting the effort into playing Overworld glitches, because it's definitely a rewarding experience. Mitts from the escape for both Tojso and Christos already.
But where is that moon pearl?
Well, with minor glitches, including super bunnying and whatnot, it could be in the Dark World, somewhere funny. So there's a lot of places that could actually line up.
Yeah, because I remember I think we had a race similar, or a seed similar, where you could, because they can, they have 2 options to get down to. Well, actually, no, they could mirror or do the Death Mountain descent with the mirror.
Yep.
And then you could do something as similar as like Super Bunny into like C-shaped house. It's really funny because you can have the thief. You could get the thief to push you into the house, which essentially works the same way.
I'm not too sure how much of those are required by logic. I think technically anything that is Super Bunny requires a mirror by logic. I think the other versions are not expected, so those aren't too required. Christos is going to clip to Zora here. Another interesting way of doing stuff here. Just straight into the Zora domain from Death Mountain. Nothing too big. As Willard mentioned, there is a lot of ways to get to weird place of the Super Bunny without the pearl. Another one here would actually be to clip up into the desert ledge without the flute, and we'll pick up the rock with the mitts that they have acquired and go into the Mire Shed area.
Yeah, I don't know if they've gotten both the items out of desert already or not, but if they haven't, we might see. Well, they still need a fire source, so. But Zora only dropping a heart piece, but we did see the Quake medallion on the Zora ledge. Of course, without setting up the stored water walk, Christos will not be able to get it right now, and it's not really like a very important item yet.
Yeah, and another thing about this map mode is only Mire is truly required as a medallion. Sometimes Turtle Rock can be as well, but you can clip into Turtle Rock multiple different ways.
Oh my gosh, there's so many ways to get into T-Rock.
We're going to see at least 2 of them through this run, I'm sure. So there's 4 entrants when you play Overworld glitches to T-Rock. It's pretty cool.
It's either going to be like a mirror clip down, or we'll see the mirror wrap into Laser Bridge.
Yeah, but also spin speed down as well, and then there's just the general open the front door like a weirdo.
Who does that? Because you could also, you could also get into T-Rock without the hammer, because you can clip up to the ledge where you use the medallion to open up the door.
Yep. And Tojso is actually going to get his Master Sword here as well.
Nice.
I think it's interesting that one player has mitts, 2 players don't even have gloves yet.
Right. Well, that's the thing is,
going on.
There's so many options, and it's so easy to just, you're just looking for like 1 or 2 items, so they could be anywhere. Where were the gloves again? Mitts were in the back of, or in Escape, like in Zelda Cell, or the sewer chest.
They were in. There was a sword and it was back of Escape was the mitts. The gloves. Okay. That's a good question. I don't remember. I know Christos found.
They gloves were Paradox Cave. I remember that.
Ah, yes. Okay, so that would be both locations.
And with that, they could also anyone that has the gloves would be able to check like Checkerboard Cave. Ooh, what is SamuraiPrawn doing?
Interesting route here by Samurai. Straight to Ice Rod that way.
Love it.
Don't mind the broken screen effects. Just part of the game.
Just part of the game. It's very normal.
Very broken game.
JaySee doing the general clip into Tower of Hera. I didn't see what was in here, but once he gets that big
key, the players who came in here actually stopped for it.
Yeah, because a lot of times you'll use that to get up to Death Mountain or to the top of Death Mountain quickly.
Yeah, and, it's a good way to reset your screen so you don't break anything.
Fortunately, no fire source and basement is required for Hera, so we'll have to come back later.
I'm going to assume that at least someone else came in here and found that out as well.
What is Tojso doing?
I believe he's going to swag his way right into Eastern. But
is he trying to do an upwards?
I believe he's doing something weird here.
So yeah, it's also worth noting that there are...
Oh, he's going to give up on it. Yeah, he's going to swag his way up.
It's also worth noting that there are also different kinds of clips. Based on your pixel alignment, you can either like clip through the wall, and you'll just like do a little hop. You'll do like an upwards warp, or I think there's even like a downward warp as well.
Basically, there's a downward and an upward, and depending on where you use them, they will do weird things, such as put you just immediately on a ledge or just teleport you into a wall. So basically, 9 pixels into the wall is a downward, and 8 pixels into the wall is an upward.
So you'd have to like get like a close-up to see the exact pixel alignments, because they are, well, they're pretty precise.
Yeah, and each and every one of the required ones are in a nice little guide in the resources tab. If you find the glitches resources, they're all there. A lot of the swaggier ones that they're using just to save time, not actually listed because they're not required, but I'm sure one day we'll have them all in because it's a lot, so it's hard to get them all in one document, but they'll get there.
Yeah, it's nice having all those different options, even if it is just for, showing off.
Samurai also now has a Master Sword.
And I wonder if Chris will check Checkerboard Cave right after this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this heart. We'll get his second row of hearts. It's not a bad idea. You still have green tunic only. And JaySee gonna be picking up that mirror, bottle, and a glove here up in Paradox Cave.
Willard was mentioning, Christos clipping straight to the checkerboard, not requiring unless he messes it up.
See, now that's what happens when you get a different pixel alignment and you warp up instead.
He's going to warp down into the wall, jump onto the ledge, and head over to this cave right here, which you typically need a mirror for, which he has, but it's just another easy way to get there. JaySee finding the mirror as well here, and up
just a big 20. All right, so what options do we have right now? We still have access to Dark World in the form of Super Bunny, or like they can use the mirror, a couple mirror warps, and it allows them to clip down and warp, or like screen transition down from Death Mountain to get to the rest of Dark World. We haven't seen that yet. I don't know if we will see that anytime soon.
Yeah, I think JaySee is most likely to do it here because everyone else is in the middle of clearing stuff. Samurai just left the Death Mountain to do something else, so I think JaySee is the one to keep an eye on in case that happens. But as Willard mentioned, there is a lot of way to Super Bunny around and do interesting stuff in Kakariko. Another thing we could see is a simple little minor glitch that people like to do, which will take you right up into Super Bunny Cave. Whoa.
Oh, wow, that's a thing?
Cool. I did not know that.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez.
Okay, so JaySee just clipped the normal Zora clip that we saw Christos do earlier to get straight into the Zora domain. He actually clipped and immediately landed directly inside of the waterfall cave.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Didn't know that was either. He seems a little stuck, so he's gonna have to save him quick to get out.
That's funny that he found the flippers in there. So that just goes to show you that you had to fake flipper into Waterfall Cave to get the flippers. So yeah, welcome to Overworld glitches.
Second option there would have been storing a jump downwards onto the water walk to get in, but I don't think those are required yet by logic. So
that was really cool.
Yeah, save and quits are possible to be forced in this mode because there's just so many ways you could break yourself. Now that is an interesting bunny sprite here on JaySee.
It's a little cat. So what is JaySee doing here right now?
So this would be the setup for the Pyramid Fairy Fountain that we had mentioned earlier. He's going to mirror on this exact location after wrapping the screen. And what is going to happen here is the mirror is going to put itself in the middle of the Hyrule Castle courtyard because of the fact that he scrolled the entire screen down one giant frame or tile set. So it's actually going to be a different spot. He's going to come out here and just get himself down. This fancy little spin speed here.
Yeah, that works in both the Light World and the Dark World. That's one of the ways you can get down to the rest of the Dark World when you have the Moon Pearl, is that little clip and then bonk.
I am really hopeful we see something a little fancy that Super Sketchline showed off.
Do it.
No super jump today, so he's just going to head over. As you can see here, the mirror is going to be where he left it. And when you enter it on this exact way, holding upwards, you will line up with the Pyramid Cave and instantly got it wrong. I don't think he's on the wall.
Yeah, he needs to be over to the right.
Yep, there you go. Now he's got the line up, and this will save him.
Every pixel counts, guys. Every pixel matters.
And into the cave. Not a crystal in his hands. He's already in this cave, so that's another way to skip some required stuff. The red crystal's completely not important at all in most of these seeds. Unfortunately, you have to save him quick to get out.
Yeah, nothing really valuable in there either.
Is he
He's trying to clip out.
I didn't know this was possible. All right.
Wow. That's a thing. Okay. Everybody's learning something new today. Dude, go cat, go. Heart piece on the... Alright, well, that was certainly interesting. With this, I'm sure JaySee will now go do Hyrule Castle, and because he still doesn't have that Master Sword or those mitts. But yeah, the question is, where the heck's that Moon Pearl? Where is it?
Have our runners checked Lumberjack yet?
Yes. It was a big 20.
Okay. That's safe to know. So no Aga is going to be coming out of the seed. for multiple reasons. The main one being you can clip pretty much anywhere in this game as soon as you find that pearl, so it's not going to be a thing.
So Chris was trying to set up the water walk, but he doesn't have the moon pearl, so it's not a thing.
I think he feels a little foolish right now.
So wait, unless moon pearl is available, that means that clip down from Death Mountain to get into Waterfall, would that be within the logic?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that's listed in any of the glitches resources, so there's a good chance that... Well, technically, I guess they could still do the water walk from the boots over a hole.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which I don't know is accounted for. It's a little bit of a mess, the glitch logic, so we're not fully sure what is accounted for, but we know that there's always a possible way. You can't be required to do something impossible, so... Oh
man, and Tojso pulled up an upwards clip to skip right over the little pegs that you need the hammer for. It just saves him a little time of having to like go back to East Death Mountain and clip up into Tower Hair. So, but that was really neat.
And Christos doing the Super Bunny Cave that we'd normally see in open mode right now. So nothing too new here, but it's a mode that you'll actually see it used in, I guess. And possible for Pearl to be inside this cave right here.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
nothing yet. I liked it, the pot just like instantly exploded and
yeah,
we picked it up. It's like, well, yeah, he can't really do too much up here.
Yeah, he's gonna clip into T-Rock here with some fancy mirror clipping here. You wedge yourself right here and re-enter into the portal you left, and then you are close enough to the ledge that you can jump instead of getting bonked back out.
Yep, and that is
right into T-Rock.
One of the ways you can get into T-Rock, and he does have a hook shot, so he can get across once he dies here, so he has to take a very slow death. He should have gone through the other door, and, you know...
Yeah, those lasers shoot for 4, so he would have died in 3 hits. Again, this is required by logic. It is a dungeon revival, one of the minor glitches required. It is basically one of the only new Underworld glitches in this mode that isn't required in a regular mode. JaySee finally getting his mitts to do pretty much nothing useful with, because we haven't found anything locked by those mitts yet. And technically you can beat the game without them, so...
Tojso also clipping from Death Mountain into the Waterfall Cave and getting the flippers. I missed how SamuraiPrawn, without gloves, was able to get into the the King's Tomb. So I have to go back and see how he pulled that one off. But yeah, still missing both gloves on that side.
Yeah,
just gotta be a little careful here. 3 hearts is a little scary in this section because those floating skulls, I think, do 3 hearts of damage.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
Everything hits.
Everything hurts.
I think everything in T-Rock actually hits for base 4 on Green Mail.
Oh, and SamuraiPrawn, a lot more hearts now, but getting bullied by the Dead Rocks.
This mushroom is by logic accessible to them, so this could have the pearl in it.
Oh, and I love that little hop up from SamuraiPrawn. It's so funny.
Doing another interesting clip here I haven't seen before, so we'll see where this takes him.
Yeah.
I believe this is the one he used, or Samurai used earlier to get up the Death Mountain. I think this will be... Or maybe he's... Yeah, okay, so he's going to clip in here and then just run back into the world above when you get into Death Mountain. I don't believe Christos found anything of value in Chain Chomp Room. Unless he died, I don't know which...
Oh, JaySee messing it up, and that's one of the situations where sometimes flipping can go wrong, and you get stuck and are forced to save and quit out.
Yep, it's a bit of a dangerous game sometimes. We're definitely going to see a few of the more risky glitches later in when they plan to go places. Say mirror clipping or mirror wrapping is one of them. If you do a mirror wrap incorrectly, you will soft lock yourself and have to save and quit, or reset the game if you do it terribly enough.
Yeah. So hopefully these players will take the necessary precautions.
Oh, here we go. Tojso is doing it. This is the moment we've been waiting for.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. And whee!
Sweet super jump.
I love that so much.
As you can see, he left the mirror portal exactly how JaySee did, and is going to take it straight into the fairy cave.
And get his junk. Alright. What is JaySee up to?
Oh, you know, just walking around.
Normal overall glitches things. I think it's better that he's a tiny cat. That just makes it even better, but oh. I guess this is another way to get to Super Bunny.
Yeah, I believe he did a mirror wrap to get himself here.
I feel like a lot of these players are doing a little bit extra just to show off all the different options.
Yeah, the mirror wraps, as we mentioned early, are not required by logic at all and will never be needed, but they are allowed in the races. So it's kind of like a fake flipper in normal open mode. It's another sequence break you can do if you are skilled enough.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so Christos, having the mitts and the bombos and a sword, is going to take the death here, the bunny revival, and make his way as far as he can through Ice Palace, because that is within the logic.
Yeah, and Tojso is going to be doing a glitch we were talking about a while ago, the Death Mountain Descent with the mirror, or at least I believe that's what his plan is.
This looks like a
mirror wrap.
Yep.
Super Bunny mirror wrap, exactly as JaySee did.
That's really cool. Yeah, because a lot of times
not required with the tools he has, but it's a little faster.
So wait, what's another way you can get over to
SamuraiPrawn is actually doing what we were talking about now.
Do you want to explain how this one works?
So basically, when you mirror exactly against that wall, move 1 pixel to the right before returning to that mirror, and then it won't bonk you because of that, and then you can mirror again and then enter it as far right as possible. It will allow you to jump off into the void, and then once you get there, you can just walk your way down into this area and you're now in Dark World, regular area. Yep. And for your question earlier, the other way to get to Super Bunny Cave would have just been heading over with those gloves, opening the portal.
Oh, right. They have the mitts, of course.
The SamuraiPrawn wouldn't be able to. He'd have to use that because he hasn't found those mitts yet. All
right, so time to find out where our next progression is. Will it be an Ice Palace? We have a red goo on Bumper Cave.
I do feel Christos is in the right area, as he can clear almost this entire place with it. Just missing the hammer for some of those.
Yeah, he can check 1, 2... Well, it depends on what the first chest had.
This could also be a good answer from Samurai here. He's going to actually do the same thing as Christos has, with a map check as well.
Alright, so Pendency Rock.
Leaves, and I can't remember if the other one was Swamp or Ice. Which one was that?
I believe Swamp. I think it was Swamp. Yeah, JaySee doing the same thing, heading down into the Dark World from Death Mountain.
Yeah, so as we see here, different ways of getting out of the bunny state. Whoa!
Oh,
that is a huge find for Samurai, getting the fire out in Skull Woods without the Moon Pearl, and that'll unlock a lot of fire-locked areas, including killing Mothman now.
Yeah. Well,
without a key,
how would he be able? He wouldn't be able to get into the back section of Skull Woods without the Moon Pearl, right?
There's a way, I just don't remember exactly how. I think if you have a bottled fairy, you could fairy arrive in the Overworld, and that would allow him to do that.
I know there's...
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's very not common that fairy revivals or stuff like that is required, so I don't actually have a lot of knowledge on that subject.
Gotcha. Okay. JaySee is trying to do that thing we were talking about earlier, where you can get the... Oh no, well, he got the mirror bunny revive, or Super Bunny.
Entering a building while using the mirror at the exact same frame in the Dark World will allow you to be able to use the A button. And I believe you can swing a sword that doesn't exist.
So he's going to have to do this every single time he wants to go into one of these single locations. See what he finds.
Yeah.
Blue
Tojso
tunic.
following suit as well. So we're going to have 3 players running around the Dark World as a bunny, trying to super bunny their way into finding the right item. And Christos is working his way through Ice Palace with his dungeon revival.
Yeah, and you'll also see all the pots in this room Christos is in are Light World pots, and that's because he's currently in fake Dark World from taking that death right in the beginning, I'd say.
Yes.
So if he leaves here, you would hear the Light World music, but see Dark World kind of wonky Dark World graphics, and the best way to get out of fake Dark World is just to mirror again, which will put you into real Dark World.
Yeah, if you don't and you screen wrap instead, not something he can do because he is, here. Well, I guess he could swim out, but if you were to do that, you would actually just wind up in fully Light World and you would no longer be in the Dark World or able to check its chest. So, something you got to remember, if you die at all in an Overworld Glitch Seed without the Moon Pearl, you will be set into fake Dark World and have to pay attention to that. Fortunately for Christos, it has not paid off for him, so Ice Palace a bust.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
JaySee damage boosting intentionally off that spike guard so that he can kill himself the second he gets into swamp.
Skull.
Skull, sorry.
It's okay. I think everybody does that. I don't know why. They're just so similar sounding. I think I did it yesterday in in one of the tourney races. I'm like, dang it! I know it's not that.
I believe Christos here is going for some rupees. I'm wondering if he's getting these rupees to do some blue YBA fake flutes, or if he's getting these rupees for Zora. I think he already purchased Zora? I don't remember.
Yeah, he did.
Right, so that's definitely going to be for some blue potions then.
JaySee picking up the fire rod. Not exactly sure what SamuraiPrawn is trying to pull off right now.
I don't even know where he is on the screen, so I can't.
Looks a little wonky.
This is interesting. I believe this is I can't remember. I've seen this before, but I don't remember what it accomplishes.
I've never seen that green bomb there. That's funny.
I think this puts his mirror inside of the grove here, so it'll allow him to talk to Stumpy. Yeah, exactly. So he's gonna come back in here. And talking to Stumpy will put him back into a link state.
And there's a blue goo. Huh. I have never seen that before.
So now he's Super Bunny and able to do things again, so that'll be perfect for him.
And he'll be able to go to Hype Cave at this point. I guess, like, one of the bigger well, not problems, but one of the things is... Oh, did getting hit... Oh, he got hit! Which I think took him out of Super Bunny?
I'm not fully sure, actually. I was.
Otherwise, why would he save and quit there?
He might have realized, I don't believe, because he can't drop a bomb.
Oh, you can't drop bombs as Super Bunny? Oh yeah, you can only use your A.
And without the... If you have the crystals for the Pyramid Fairy, you can actually buy the big bomb and use it to bomb open regular bomb walls. Which is something he could have done.
What? What?
But he doesn't have those crystals unlocked and therefore cannot open Hype Cave using a big bomb.
Okay, let's take a look at Christos's Kakariko right now. It's looking a little weird. It's because he is in fake Dark World right now. It's very delightful, actually. So he used the fake Dark World to open up that bomb wall right there, and then screen transition puts him in regular Light World, or he's been in regular Light World. I'm really confused
This
right now.
I think this is Dark World. Yes, this is Dark World for Christos.
Okay, it's just really ugly.
Yeah, I think he was actually in fake Light World.
That's a thing too?
It is, and I actually don't remember too much about it, unfortunately. I've never been in it myself. It takes some weird tactics to put you there. Oh, was this a blue IBA actually? Did I miss that? That would explain a lot. If he blue IBA'd here, what happened is he pulled a tree, or a pull item at all, And it took him out of the bunny form into a link form.
Yeah, because he pulled on
all Dark World.
He pulled on the entrance to Thieves Town.
Yeah. So what will happen is if he goes into any of these buildings, he will immediately be a bunny again and won't be able to pull stuff again. I believe that is what happened, Espion. Christos pulled off a blue IBA to get himself into Fake Light. I wasn't fully sure because I was watching some of the Skullwood shenanigans. Most importantly, Tojso actually killed Mothula.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to follow.
So where the heck is this Moon Pearl? That's what I want to know.
It's a good question. Tojso did want to be able to complete the entire game without the Moon Pearl to seed, so he might be getting his wish here. It can't be in Ganon's Tower.
There's the other tunic.
There.
So we've got both.
Is it right
tunics.
here? Is it Samurai? Stop lagging! No, I don't know.
Oh no, it wasn't in Mireshed. We saw that earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so he did the blue YBA does the fake flute, right? And then you just pull on one of the things to. Okay.
So what happens with a blue YBA, as we're talking about here, is when you use that as you transition in the Dark World, it will bring up the flute menu, which is kind of odd. And it lets you flute places while you're still in the Dark World, but you become a bunny. Or, well, you're already a bunny, I guess. So you get to a new location. But an interesting thing about it is if you pull on a pullable object, such as a statue that gives you rupees, or a tree, or the entrance to the thieves, it'll put you as Link, and you'll be able to do everything you want.
Hey.
Another kill here, hopefully. Oof, getting a little risky.
Be careful.
Ooh, God.
Ooh. Use that fire rod.
Unkind spikes for him.
Yeah. Mothula being a little jerk, hiding in the corner.
It's a very dangerous fight here.
Oh! I think that was he intended to slash left, but slash down by mistake.
Very dangerous fight.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, we did see it was Green Pennant Thieves Town. Pennant Swamp and Pennant T-Rock are our pennants today, so.
I think Samurai is actually going to start looking for the pearl with his fire rod he acquired in Skullwoods.
Oh yeah, because he'll be able to do all of Tower of Hera. Chris still in this really wacky Dark World.
It would be wild to see a vanilla Moon Pearl.
Oh! Hammer! Hammer in the back of Skull Woods.
That's a really good find. Did Tojso not grab that? Killed Moth, but I don't think he has the hammer.
He might have skipped that, because he did go back and check everything else in Skull Woods, because he got the big key and then got the small key, so he should know that he missed an item.
Menu. Please, menu.
Yeah, we're seeing Hype Cave from Christos. Nothing really of value over here.
See a mushroom turn in, I believe. I don't know if Tojso has been to that yet.
Oh, we're gonna see another blue YBA from Chris here. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, he's giving it a try. Do have to be pretty precise, so it's a little difficult. Oh, he doesn't have the health. You can't be full health doing a YBA because you actually need to be able to use the potion, so you intentionally walk into the enemy to take damage.
Let's see if he gets this. He did not. And there's a potion.
Yep. Potion's gone, completely wasted. It's another unfortunate result of YBAing, and I guess Tojso was just buying a blue there. He does have the hammer.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the hammer.
That'd be an unfortunate one to miss.
Yeah, it's very important. Currently, right now, I don't think it actually does anything for them.
Well, it does open up some more chests in Ice Palace.
That's true. Ice Palace now a little more open. Everything else that they can get to with the hammer is technically a sequence break, but doable. For example, they could use a blue YBA, pull a statue, get their link state, clip back up Death Mountain again, and then using that go into Ganon's Tower with some fancy tricks. But that's a lot of sequence breaking just to get into Ganon's Tower.
And oftentimes, you know, in normal, I don't know, a lot of times you won't see most of these sequence breaks in Overworld glitches. At least, like, my mind is blown because I'm like, Moon Pearl's got to be somewhere where I could get to, because, like, I don't know a lot of these things.
Yeah, I don't think it was in Hera either.
No, I don't think
this
so.
is another. We'll see right here by Samurai. He stays. Yeah, he's a bunny, so it was not in Hera.
It could be. Maybe it's on Landmola.
It's potential. Samurai is doing the Pyramid Fairy clip as the others have done.
Yep, just trying to get that correct pixel setup.
This is interesting. I'm not. His lineup is a little different than what I'm expecting, so I'm not sure what he's going for.
Yeah, this might be different.
It's possible he did a different clip to set it up, because it depends on how much you screen wrap your screen, or where you started the screen wrap. So if he did that from a different location than everyone else, he is still fine, but it does look a little wonky to me, so hopefully he hasn't done something wrong.
Chris now heading down to the Dark World from Death Mountain, the Death Mountain Descent. And so just got to finish off this other land mole, and we'll find out what else we have in here. It is the Moon Pearl.
There it is.
All right, so that means that they did have to do the bunny revival in Skull Woods to get the fire rod, to go back to Desert to get the Moon Pearl. So all of a sudden, all this other Dark World shenanigans were for naught, for the most part.
Most of them have been sequence breaks, so it's not too surprising that didn't pay off. But the Moon Pearl on Lamwell, after requiring all that, is pretty interesting. Tojso's actually going to clip back up here and go to checkerboard.
Nice. And then the funny thing is, if he wants, he could even clip back up to that right side and then go back to the right. There's a lot, like, anytime you see one of these, like, diagonal sections, you can generally clip off of that.
I believe what he's going to do here is just clip in and go to the My Area Dark World.
But yeah, Tojso, huge advantage right now, having that Moon Pearl. Like, that's significant. Though, if he really wanted to try and beat this game without finding the Moon Pearl, he's probably pretty upset right now. Okay, so that Quake medallion that we saw on the ledge in Zora's domain is required in order to get into Misery Mire and get a crystal, so...
Yeah, and there is no fancy glitches to get you into Mire that aren't disallowed in this race. You could use a YBA from Eastern, but that is 100% not allowed because it is an Underworld glitch and very broken. If you were allowed to do those, you could basically do anything you want in this game and collect the same boss's reward over and over again for different dungeons. It's really broken.
We don't want to break the game too much. There are glitched modes that do allow that kind of shenanigans, but in Overworld glitches, there's a limit.
And if this isn't even enough glitches for you, if you want even more, definitely follow these runners. I know for a fact that Tojso and SamuraiPrawn and JaySee all like to do even no logic seeds where there's absolutely nothing stopping items from being anywhere, and they just go completely nuts, break the entire game, and find it anyways. So it's really wild what they can do.
Mm-hmm. This game's pretty broken, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Christos is on the right path here. He's gonna get himself his fire rod. A little behind, because he was spending a lot of time in ice, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also he picked up that blue tunic, so now he's gotta take a few more hugs from this Gibdo to die.
Yep. Tunic's not always a blessing in this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of death warps and overworld glitches. Not too many. This isn't a common occurrence. A lot of the time you get Pearl pretty early, but in the seeds where it happens, Moon Pearl not helpful. Tojso did a mirror wrap here. Get himself right into ice from a different location so he doesn't have to bother with the effort of swimming over.
Mm-hmm. Where do you set that up from? Is it south of that little, is the fortune teller house?
Technically, yes, but the way to get there easiest is clipping from the right and screen transitioning over one, and then doing it back left.
Oh, okay.
It's
right, as in like from like Ice Rock Caves area, or
it's from
or south of like
at Swamp
Light World Hype Cave.
Yeah, Light World Hype Cave, basically. Right there, you just clip through the wall. Although I think you want to be Dark World right there. Technically, with Mitts, he could have just picked up it anyways and done it Light World either. Either way. Well, I guess you can't mirror in the Light World, so that's slightly important.
Just gotta show off all these options.
Yep.
Yeah. And JaySee having that Quake medallion will be able to go into Mire if he so chooses, but without that Cane of Samurai, he won't be able to finish it. And by the logic, he still needs the lamp in order to finish it. But I'm sure all these players are competent with Dark Rooms.
Yep, so JaySee does have the Pearl. Just finished Desert off there.
So for now that Chris has his Fire Rod, he needs to go back to... well, he needs to go take care of Land Molars to get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, hopefully he also, grabs that hammer on the way.
Also, I guess it'd be safe to say that we could probably put boots on all of our players' trackers.
Yeah, every player technically has the boots, but they haven't looted the boot item, which could be anywhere, because it is not required, doesn't do anything, and is generally just somewhere in a chest to troll you.
I don't know how I didn't notice that
Good kill from Christos here.
52 minutes in.
Tojso's actually going to be clearing all of ice here. He does have the hammer. Unfortunately, Christos didn't when he came in.
Yeah, hopefully Chris goes back and gets that hammer.
Yeah, with the Moon Pearl in hand and the tools we have, the seed has opened up greatly. There's going to be a lot of regular stuff happening now. A red mail. Fortunately for JaySee, he already has the Pearl and therefore will not be killing himself anymore. So that red mail is actually just good protection at this point.
Yeah. So JaySee he's got the Pearl, he's got the boots. Did he... No, he hasn't killed Mothula because he died at Mothula. So.
A change of heart there. He was going to clip Tamire, but he has decided to save the dwarf and do some hammer pegs. The other interesting thing here is we're probably going to see what from Christos. Actually, maybe we won't. He doesn't have the Pearl, and I don't think he... Yeah, you can see he realized now he doesn't have the Pearl. What he was going to do was clip into Ganon's Tower and look around, because he has that hammer hookshot combo, which opens up most of Ganon's Tower. But forgot he doesn't have that Pearl.
Yeah, and that's the thing is now that once you have that... Oh, there's the bow. Oh, wow. So hammer
bow
block
and ice.
Nice.
Right beside where Christos was stopped from searching. It's just really unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
So that actually...
might keep him from going back there anytime soon.
Yeah, and Tojso now is the Samaria away from a full clear GT, which you can do without crystals to set yourself up to have the Ganon hole active already. You cannot kill Ganon without the crystals because he is immune, but you can get the hole there in advance and search all of Ganon's Tower for items that are required to beat those crystal dungeons. So getting the items he's found so far, Tojso is in a good shape to go up GT and clear most of it at the next point that he chooses to. Hey, there they are.
Oh, wow. There's the boots. That's funny.
Another cool thing that Tojso is doing here is he's actually setting up a spin and using it to not fall down the hole automatically.
Yeah, I've seen that it's kind of a newer development lately from some players. Or maybe it's been known for a while, but it's been made aware of by more people, which is really neat for setting up bomb jumps like... you know, Tower Para, or there's a lot of bomb jumps to know in Ice Palace, especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to route Ice Palace, and the amount of bomb jumps, it's a really good tactic. There's also some weird Samaria stuff that we don't see often, or ever really. And the same tricks can be used in, as you mentioned, Hera, Skullwoods, stuff like that.
And
Samurai wanted to die, or
it looked like it.
Bullying him that hard.
No, he ran into several boulders intentionally, so interested what his what he was looking for there. All right, we got our first Thieves Town, and Chris will be getting his Moon Pearl from Land Molars here shortly.
Yeah, and I can only assume, based on his extreme eagerness, that
he's going to go to G Tower?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what SamuraiPrawn was doing.
Oh, that's just smart. I don't think he actually wants to be in here, because I believe he already... Oh, no, he hasn't checked him. That was someone else. It's really confusing. Hard to keep track.
So he went with the death just to get himself back to Link's house for an easier trip back.
Yes, if you don't have the flute and you don't want to do the fancy clipping that the others did, Death Warp is also an acceptable way of keeping your portal.
And he also set it up so that he could clip out of the wall.
Yeah, that's really good to know. I might actually learn that, because apparently doing it a little lower lets you just get right out of that hole, and I've always had to save and quit because I wasn't aware that that was an option. we might see a blue YBA here, because he still doesn't have a pearl.
Yeah, he needs to go back to Land Molens if he wants to get that pearl.
Everyone slightly ahead now. Christos caught up on Samurai there. Looks like Christos is actually going to finish ice now because of the... Or maybe he's going to clear all the flipper things. He doesn't have
hopefully.
the flippers still, actually.
Yeah, he hasn't clipped into... He didn't do the clip into the waterfall cave, so...
Yeah, and he can technically just fake flipper into it as well. Now that he has the pearl, but...
And he'll need to go either get the flippers or do a sword water walk if he wants to get that Quake medallion to finish the game, since we do need that for Misery Mire.
Yep. And technically you can simply do the Fairy Fountain water walk because you can clip up with the boots, but it is a little awkward and kind of hard to do. There's a lot of Zoras that can kill you as well, so you kind of have to like fight them all off first.
Yeah.
So it's a little slow. But yeah.
It looks like SamuraiPrawn did get that blue YBA, fluted 2-3, and is taking a look around.
I'm curious as to where he plans on going here. He might just be doing stuff he hasn't checked yet, but he also could clip up the mountain if he really wants to.
Well, he forgot to pull on the thing, so he's still a bunny. Oh,
There he goes.
there we go.
I think it's... yeah, it's interesting that he didn't choose to go to Thieves Town to pull that. Is this... What's Tojso doing? I believe he's just resetting. No, he's clearing hair now. He hadn't done that.
Ooh, Ice Rod in Thieves Town. T-Rock is a pendant, but, you know, you never know if Trinex is holding on to something.
Yeah, and technically biologic flipper is not required at all because fake flippers are in the logic requirements. And Swamp is a pendant. There is no fancy way to skip it, unfortunately. If Swamp is a crystal, you need those flippers no matter what the glitch mode.
And if there's something required inside Swamp, of course they'll have to get those flippers. But yeah, we're still looking for a few more items. We need Bible Logic, we need the lamp. We still need Cane of Samaria. And I think that's it. Anything else?
Grabbing that Quake 4 Mire, Cane of Samaria. Technically, yep, that is all we need to beat this game.
Alright. And Chris now back in ice, going to be picking up his bow that he missed earlier because he didn't have the hammer. And time's up. Time for you to go. Oh, he's doing... Okay. It's like, wait, what? That's the digging game.
Yeah, at first I thought that was a maze race and was really confused, but that makes more sense.
I'm not used to this fake light world.
It's a little trippy.
Yeah, I've seen fake dark world a lot, but this is my first time actually seeing fake light world, so it's really neat. SamuraiPrawn doesn't have that hammer though, so he's opting to just take the frog on a tour instead. And he's gonna really take him on a tour with these clips. That poor frog.
It's an adventure. Frogs like the Mire areas, don't they? That sounds right to me. Look at all that water for them.
I didn't realize checking map fixed that graphical glitch with the rain state in Mire.
I honestly didn't either. It's kind of interesting.
That's kind of nice. It's not that annoying, but...
Curious as to what his plan is here.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I think he's just kind of goofing. I think he's just showing off.
Might be. I think he also realized he's been here before. Does he have... No, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, like, he could mirror to go straight into desert, but since he has that frog, he can't get into the dungeon because he can't have followers into dungeons.
Yeah, he might be going for Hype Cave.
Oh, that's true.
I don't think anyone's actually opened that yet.
Nope, we've seen it. There was nothing in there.
And I wonder when the first runner is going to go into Swamp, though, because we do have all the items available to clear it.
Hammer, hookshot, mirror, flippers.
Yeah.
The Prawn also doesn't have the flippers yet, so... Yeah, that's kind of a trolley location for the flippers. In a generally flipper required location. You don't see that very often. Alright, so what is Tojso's next play? And JaySee right now going to be getting his revenge on his boy Mothula.
Yeah, won't find anything of value, but I mean, you gotta kill him for the crystal. You gotta kill him so that you can hopefully get an item.
Here's our first look at Hookshot Cave. Nice. Silvers.
Oh boy.
That's useful, especially when they are only on Master Sword.
Yeah, he's gonna be really happy when he goes to Meyer with that now.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Nothing else. For that Samurai, though.
Now, I'm wondering if he's going to clip down to go see Catfish at this point. I can see that.
It seems possible. No real reason to go to T-Rock, so I guess that is exactly what he's doing here.
Oh, and so it's double Quake for both the...
Ooh, landed in water. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. This might be a problem for him. What is happening?
What is he doing? What?
I guess that's a backup for the mistake that he had made earlier, or he's just showing off. I'm not sure which. If he clipped off the right end of the T-Rock area, he would have been right exactly where he is now, without any of that shenanigans. But
okay,
he didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's just the thing. There's a lot of these clips and tricks and stuff. There are a few different ways you can set it up, and so like every player has their own like comfortable way of doing things, and that is one way that I have not seen. Also, that is a very convenient way to get into North of Graveyard. Neat.
Yep, a lot of the players already performed that. Kind of glossed over it, but basically what you do is you spin speed off that ledge, and with a couple specific inputs, you will just warp yourself in. Yeah. There's so many ways for that to go wrong, though. You can just get yourself locked down in that little corner. It's very dangerous, but if you know what you're doing, really easy.
And we got our first pod play from Christos. Big key in its vanilla location, which is nice.
That's a good find.
And
not the green ruby, the big key.
Tojso with a another YBA to go to.
Yeah, and JaySee just having fun with a mirror wrap to get himself into ice instead of having to just swim there. It's just a little faster.
So wait, did he just use that as a fake flip or a fake flute? That's it. That was its only purpose, was to get to pod quicker, right?
I believe so.
Okay, I guess that works.
Speed tactics.
It's a pretty expensive speed tactic right there.
It is, but I don't believe he's using that blue potion anytime soon. He's got a lot of health, good mail.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really interesting that you buy all these blue potions in case you need them early in, and then as you get in later and you're still holding onto them, it's just like, well, I get a free flute, so, you know, see ya.
That's really cool. Alright, nothing of value yet in Palace of Darkness, but we will continue going. JaySee into Ice Palace will be picking up his bow momentarily. Unfortunately for SamuraiPrawn, in here without that hammer, will not be able to pick up the bow. So this is a bit of a lost cause.
Really unfortunate for Samurai that he hasn't killed Moth. It's a really big loss. Not getting that hammer, killing Moth and all that.
Yeah, and not getting his Moon Pearl killing Landmola.
Yeah, it's
But it's just, you know, it's two single locations that you're thinking, or not even thinking about.
Yeah, it's not like a big thing on your mind to go kill Landmole this year. And while it's probably a decent play to do, you've got so many different places with more items in a smaller area, so you're kind of thinking about that right now. It's just unfortunate too, because once these players stop clearing out all the stuff that they're currently clearing because they have those items, things like GT are wide open to them.
Yeah, but I feel like oftentimes, or at least in the few times I've played Overworld Glitches, I'll always go into GT and full clear it and find nothing. Or maybe like one item, but it's like a Tempered Sword or something. And, you know, in an SRL race, in a race setting, you gotta use your time wisely, so maybe checking G-Tower isn't the most optimal play.
Yeah, it's a good place to find stuff occasionally because there are a lot of chests, but You also don't want to have to do it multiple times, because it means going to the mountain, clipping into GT, going through the long, arduous, gauntlet-y style dungeon that it is.
Yeah, we saw JaySee now picking up his fake boots.
Yep, we got
second pair of boots. I guess that's why the trackers haven't been tracking him, because they're waiting to find the actual boots icon.
Which is, I find that pretty entertaining.
Which is just funny in general.
Samurai has yet to be trolled, but he's on his way.
Haha! He'll be our last player to be trolled. But yeah, good movement from all of our players. At this point, it's really just about finding that Cane of Samaria. And Chris still definitely needs to either... He needs to go get that Quake Medallion.
Yep.
He might not need those flippers, because the stored water walk is part of the logic to getting the Quake Medallion from Zora's Ledge, but...
Yeah, as chat mentioned, GT does have in the logic filled with junk items first in the way that items are generated, so it often doesn't have an amazing pool. It can have actually almost nothing in it, but there's a minimum of 7 to 27 chests of value in it, so it really is just dependent on how lucky you were at the seed and where everything lined up. Because there's a lot of times where you get a seed, you get the tools to go right into GT super early, and you want to avoid it because you're going to be dipping into it several times, which is not the greatest experience, but
yeah.
It has the item, and you kind of just have to go with it sometimes.
And the other thing is, without that Cane of Samaria, that locks out the whole right side section, so that's a good chunk of chests that you can't check, and...
A lot of times you're sent there with a bow.
Yeah.
Which even means a bowless Armos Knights fight.
Oh yeah, the Ice Armos?
Yeah, if you get forced into Ice Armos with a bow, which is possible, it gets a little tedious pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it often means you don't even have a good sword or anything either.
If you have a Master Sword, like, in my opinion, the best way to fight him is just use sword beams.
Yeah, it's the safe way. I remember we once had one where I was just throwing a boomerang because it was the only tool I had.
Oh my god. Boomerang strats are one of the worst.
The best part is that actually could be required. You could be required to just boomerang Ice Armos to death.
Oh yeah, because bow could easily be behind Ice Armos.
Yep, and you don't technically need a sword to get there.
I just like, after an hour and 8 minutes, we have two runners that are at the same boss at the same time.
Yep. Christos also was seemingly very far behind early too, but he caught up really nicely with the finds that he's made.
I think it helped
behind, but yeah.
I think it helped that he skipped a lot of the... Oh wow, book off a Helma, so that opens up just the two items and, checking pedestal, but...
Yeah, that pedestal is a little concerning with the ice rod already found, but it only can hold, I believe... what is that item we were talking about earlier?
I don't think the cane can be on it.
It can't hold anything, because the cane isn't there, and...
Because you need, by logic, the cane to complete T-Rock, so cane can't be on pedestal.
Yeah, and no matter what, there is no way with glitches to beat T-Rock without Samaria, so... Or with glitches, you can't do it without, like, disallowed stuff, so... It is not going to be a Samaria pedestal, therefore it is not a Samaria, or a pedestal seed. Have we seen a Sahasrahla check yet? From JaySee?
I don't think so. I couldn't tell you. He might go check that afterwards once he gets his bow.
Yeah, he'll get his bow and definitely be heading to east.
Oh, he has his bow. Okay, good.
Excellent.
Yeah, because that was in the vanilla Big Key location. All right, so just kind of a little recap. We are looking for the Cane of Samaria. That is our, as far as we know, our go mode item. We do technically still need the lamp in order to clear Misery Mire. But our players are probably not looking for that at all. So it's really just that Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, a notable find that I didn't see would be JaySee's half magic. It'll give him an advantage through a lot of the stuff that he does.
Oh, nice. I wonder where that was.
I honestly didn't notice it at any point. It could even just be in Thieves Town.
Oh, that'd be...
I know he's been.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a thing. But for SamuraiPrawn, he needs to do two things. He needs to go kill Landmola to get the Moon Pearl, and then he needs to go back to the back section of Skull Woods to get the hammer from the first chest, as well as kill Mothula.
Yeah, and he is heading that direction, so hopefully that is what he does. Oh no, he's going to Thieves with a Super Bunny. I'm not too sure why he'd want to Super Bunny this, because you kind of just want to kill yourself and get Link State, so it's a little odd that he's trying to Super Bunny that. We're going to see, I think JC is going to actually clip to Ganon now. Or not Ganon, sorry, Ganon's tower. He's going to go into Ganon's tower and clear out the left side, probably upstairs, is what I expect to see from him. Yeah, this is 100% what he's doing, so we're going to watch him clip right here, land right on the bridge of Ganon's tower, and walk right inside. That is Ganon's tower early. It's a lot of items in here, so let's see what he finds. Hopefully the Samaria is somewhere in here so he can be in go mode.
Oh, wow, we got our G-Tower check. Nice.
Yep.
So there's nothing really fancy you can do in G-Tower at this point. It's pretty straightforward.
Christos on the way there. I think he made a decision not to do Spike Cave. I think he realized he doesn't have any immunity tools, and it's kind of a risky choice.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kate or Berna. Oh, and he...
That's the unfortunate part of clipping. Sometimes you don't get the lineup exactly right, and you will fly off at the wrong spot.
Which looks hilarious, but... G-Tower, nothing yet. Who knows? Maybe it's vanilla Cane of Samaria in Mire. Or could easily be sitting in Swamp Palace as well. There's the big key. So at least in the end, JC will be able to go ahead and take out Agatu. And nice utilization of that red boomerang. Oftentimes players will use the blue boomerang to deal with hitting those switches conveniently, but knowing the setups for both blue and red boomerang helps in any sort of situation.
Yeah. Tojso getting his 6th crystal. Samaria locking him from his 7th and completing seed. We'll see where that Samaria is.
JC going with an unnecessary bomb jump since he does have the hook shot. Messing it up. Looking the fool. Going for it again.
That's pretty swaggy though.
It is. It's really nice.
That looks faster than simply hookshotting because you actually need the bombs right here to go into random rooms, so it saves a menu.
Saves a couple menus, yeah.
It's actually pretty cool.
I take back my statement. He is no longer a fool.
My tactic of doing that is typically to like slowly set up the bomb and then bounce, but he has a really cool strat there where he just throws it on the wall and it lands exactly where he needs it to be.
Nothing in rando room, so the journey continues. Alright, so confirmed that Half Magic is in Thieves Town. Good to know.
Excellent. It looks like Samurai is finally on his way to get that hammer. Still no Moon Pearl though.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately causing him to do this, walk into a hole 1,000 times. You have 13 hearts and you did Death Warp. It's a little disappointing. Especially
so if you get grabbed by the Wallmaster, it's only a temporary fix, because as soon as he walks out of the dungeon, he'd be back in bunny form.
I believe actually getting grabbed by the Wallmaster can actually set you right back into bunny.
Because I thought I saw someone at the beginning do grab by the Wallmaster to get Super Bunny. Oh wow, Tempered Sword in Spike Cave. Oh, I think SamuraiPrawn, I think he
dying there put him into fake Dark World, I believe, and that was
okay. And now this is a fairy revival. Okay, I thought that was a mistake or something. Or no, it's not. Futon help.
I think the issue is he mirrored instead of fire rotting.
Oh, is that
Put
okay?
him into
That's
regular
what I thought.
Dark World, which ruined what he was doing. So he goofed a little bit on that inputting. So he did it all right, but he messed it up and put himself into a real
All right,
Dark
good.
World.
Because that's what I thought. I thought the mirror was incidental. All right, JC heading up the gauntlet, only getting a bag of powder from killing the Ice Armos, so Christos not too far behind.
If you are tuning in, seeing 3 players in Ganon's Tower, this race is not actually anywhere close to over. There are 6 crystals in, or at least the main runner, or the top runner, not the main runner. The top runner is 6 crystals in, with a, I guess he's bottom right technically, but the lead runner is 6 crystals in, and needs to find Samurai to be able to clear Mire, and he's checking GT right now to try to find it.
Now, do we still have more that we can check in, like, Turtle Rock?
Let's see. I believe Christos has checked just Chain Chomps and the Big Key Chest, but I think you can get to the chest in the roller room after Big Chest as well without a small key. So I believe that is also open to him, and I don't believe he checked that at the time.
True. And there's also Mimics, now that they have the hammer, so...
It's another location. They do have full access to Swamp. There's that as well.
And even checking, potentially finding the 2 items in Mire prior to getting the cane, because this could be a vanilla cane.
Yep. So right now, Christos feels that this is the greatest play for him, for sure, because he doesn't have Flippers or the Quake, so all of those options, Swamp, Mire, not even available to him. But the other players, they're in here because there's just a lot of chests in here, and it's super likely that it's up here.
There's a good chance.
But, yeah.
And you got to do this anyway, so might as well do it now.
Yep, they can full clear it, which means get it done with while you're checking for items.
And
Rip Christos.
Oh, no arrows! Oh, why didn't he mirror? He should have mirrored out. Well, I guess that's still no convenient way to get arrows unless... Yeah, he doesn't have a shovel, so he can't go digging for them.
It appears to be good news for him, though, as JC ahead of him up the gauntlet is not finding any items so far. We'll see.
Well, he hasn't gotten to any chests yet.
He's ahead of him, and there's only, I believe, 4 locations. So
Yeah.
not a likely scenario.
And that's one of those things you got to keep a lookout for is resource management. It's no different than like bomb management in Zelda 1. It's very important to make sure that you have everything you need to complete stuff so you don't find yourself wasting time.
And with the way that GT is, because of the key logic and all that required to fill in the front half, most of the back half is actually going to be those junk items that were filled in. So it's it doesn't feel as lucrative as regular chests you'd check in a regular area of a dungeon. Just have a lower percentage.
Yeah, and fortunately, Christos finding that tempered sword in Spike Cave, so silver arrows were in the first chest in Hookshot Cave, which a lot of these players still hasn't checked.
Yeah, he's in a good position to clear out a lot of this stuff pretty easily now. He just has to get the items he needs, and it looks like he's going the right direction.
Yeah, setting up a water walk here.
A water walk, oh boy, this is good. This is exactly what we need to see from him. The question here, though, is... no, actually, there's no question. He just has to do a fake flipper ahead of it and store the water walk as well.
And we got our 4th sword in the gauntlet, so JC picking up a tempered sword, which good chance a lot of players might end up getting at least tempered sword if they don't check Spike Cave. Anything else? What's next? Big 20. All right, one more chest left to check. Will that be Arcana Samaria?
It's hard to call his validation chest anymore, the glitch mode. As you can see, it is not the last chest in the game, so I think
it's also
it's dead now.
Worth noting that you can't store a water walk if you go through the... There it is! Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh, the plays!
Alright, so JC in go mode.
That is incredible. Wait, Okay, I stand corrected. I thought if you go... Or maybe that's... Actually, I don't know. I thought if you go into the Waterfall Cave that you lose your water walk, your stored water walk.
Only if you go left and right.
So as long as you don't check the 2 chests. Okay, yeah, so you can keep it stored, but you can't check the chests as well. Got it.
And fortunately for Christos, he's not picking up those flippers as well, which means he's not going to be baited into going into swamp, which is good. Dungeon.
Yeah, because there's nothing in there. So it's just unfortunate for Chris that his lack of arrow count is going to, you know, keep him from getting that Cane of Samaria. So hopefully he doesn't take this Quake. He needs to go back into G-Tower. That is the play to make. And it looks like Tojso going to be getting that Cane as well once he gets through this gauntlet. So that is incredible. What an incredible find. Cane of Samaria there. So JaySee is in go mode by his own abilities. We're not going to be looking for that lamp anywhere soon. And at this point, I would assume it could easily be right side G-Tower.
Yep. And JaySee, well, I guess they had to do several dark dungeons. I don't know. It's hard to follow the logic as to where items could be at this point, because it's a little bit of a confusing mess.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it does look like Christos is going to be going into Mire without his Cane, taking the gamble, but we know it's not going to pay off, so...
He's not going to be a happy person when he finds out that Cane was right there, 2 arrows away from his...
I think it's definitely one of those things where, like, if you're on a set path, but you, like, fail or die, just continue going for it, because as soon as you change trajectory and find out that that's where the item was, it hurts so much worse.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if you lose because you kept trying it. It's more that when you lose because you bailed off of it, you're gonna just feel a little bit worse about it.
Yeah.
The salt gets in the wounds.
Mm-hmm. But good news for SamuraiPrawn. He did finally make his way back to Land Molus, picking up that Moon Pearl, and now we'll be getting the Flippers and the Quake. So for his sake, he needs to not only go back into Ice Palace now to get the bow, but then go straight up into G-Tower to go find that Cane of Samaria.
Yep, and it's a good logical choice. It's a good logical set of choices to make. So he might actually just do that. It'll be pretty nice to see him do exactly that. But there's a lot of other options that could deter him, especially finding that Quake here. So it looks like JaySee in go mode, clearing out everything he needs. It looks like he's ahead, but he's actually a crystal behind, 2 crystals behind Tojso. So
yeah.
Tojso is going to get the Cane and go straight to Mire, and that'll likely put him in the lead, although he doesn't have Quake yet.
Yeah, so he needs to go back to Zora, and we don't actually know if he's seen what is on Zora's Ledge. In fact, I don't know if he's even been to the Mire area yet, so he might not know what the medallion required for Mire is. So we'll have to wait and see what the play is here for him. Yeah, right now I'd say of the 4, Tojso is kind of our current leader, but it can easily come down to how much time he wastes finding the stuff that we already know. And, you know, JaySee will be able to just go mode pod and save a bunch of time there, not having to check a bunch of stuff. And especially with that big key being in that vanilla chest, makes for an easier route.
And the numpty is down.
Oh no. What took him out? Bomb slug?
I actually missed it. It looked like he was just getting out of there because he didn't get anything useful.
Ah, gotcha.
It was after opening the middle chest in the Mire area section. The one that you need the blue pegs down for. Not that he needed a death warp for that. Yeah, it seemed like just more of a frustration thing from him.
Don't blame him. Let's see this Agatu fight. A lot of misses.
Yeah.
Blue ball's not helping.
And again, Tojso not in go mode. Still needs to find that Quake. Christos doing basement. He's doing everything in his power not to go back to GT Gauntlet. He might be doing it right after this just because either way, it's something he has to do eventually and he's already here. So hopefully he is not too far off of that item that he needs. Once he gets that, he will be about on pace with Tojso doesn't know where the Quake is. If he does know where the Quake is, he's in good shape though. Samurai is in the right spot here. He's going to be getting his bow soon.
I'm curious if Chris will probably go back into G Tower after finishing off Tower of Hera.
Yeah, it feels like the right play. If he's in the area, you got to do it. So
yeah,
he now has the arrows as well. Tojso is right there too, so he's probably gonna get his Quake. I believe he should know, right? He has the flippers. Oh no, he clipped into the lake spot and didn't actually get to check the ledge, so I don't think he actually knows that Quake is right there, and he's running the other way.
He's gonna YBA as well. Where's he off to?
I don't know.
Well, this is...
Nope, he's not off to anywhere.
Yeah, he didn't get it. Well, this is unfortunate, you know. It's no different than like players missing something like on Lake Hylia Island. It's unfortunate when you make a mistake of just, you know, not taking advantage of getting that knowledge early. Yeah,
and it's a lot easier in this mode because there are so many ways to do things, get to new areas. Sometimes you confuse yourself in the way you route things that you forget that you didn't route something else in. And you might scratch it off in your mind, but I'm not too sure that's a concern for these players because I know Tojso likes to run this mode and major glitches primarily, so he's kind of in the mindset for this already. So he might know that he hasn't checked it. He's just counting it as it's pretty unlikely. I'm not going to check that.
Yeah, but this might be a Thieves Town play, which we already know is not useful at all. Though I don't know what we've seen from Sahasrahla, but if anything, we're going to get half magic out of here.
Yep, he's giving a little space for everyone else to catch up.
SamuraiPrawn grabbing that bow, which will then allow him to go up to G Tower once he finishes off this dungeon and gets his 4th crystal. Though he'll probably elect to go do Eastern and Pod next. So, good play by JC going into G Tower prior to doing, going into Pod and Eastern, finishing up those dungeons. Saving a lot of time from doing so.
Another thing that is just another trait of doing glitches and forgetting locations is only Tojso has actually done Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Sounds remarkable.
Missing those silvers might be a not too costly of a mistake, since these players are all very competent doing silverless Ganon, but
Christos will have a great sword.
Yeah. But just that minor difference will it's all about those time saves.
Yep.
Yeah, after this, so actually now, Chris is not too far behind once he finishes off G Tower, and he might be able to, pass over Tojso after all this.
Yeah, I believe he'll be about a minute behind JC still, because JC's about to get his 6th crystal before heading to Mire. And Christos already at 6, but still needs to grab that cane and finish Agate 2, so he's a little bit behind JC, I would say, right now. But Tojso going the wrong direction is, unfortunately, steps and steps going the wrong direction, and eventually will be behind Christos. So it's looking like Christos is actually not doing too poorly, even though he claimed complete rust on this and hasn't played in 6 months.
Well, that's the thing is, I feel like a part of the fact that, Christos claimed he didn't know, the fact that he didn't do a bunch of these more swaggy strats or show-off strats probably allowed him to stay within logic a lot longer, because, if you're sequence breaking all the time, it's easy to go down that rabbit hole, and it'll, take you further and further away what the game intends, and, that late Moon Pearl. Of course, Tojso was the first player of the 4 to get the Moon Pearl, so what do I know?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you use some sequence breaks and you get an item that you really need. You're like, sweet, this is awesome. But then you end up backtracking a lot and going through everything that everyone else did, except for not in an optimal route. So you sometimes you ruin yourself a little bit by doing that. And it's not even so much that he ruined himself in this case, it's that because of the order that he checked things in, He left one location remaining that is so out of the way, based on the items that he has left, that he will likely not go there again. Which is just really unfortunate, and it happens a lot, even in regular modes, where you just you couldn't do something and now you're not going back, like say Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, or like, you know, you do Thieves Town without the hammer, and then you leave one item in that big chest, and you're like, I'm not going back. And of course that ends up being the required item.
Not too sure if Christos has played this game before. He didn't light the torches correctly.
Hey, no bullying. What was this stun enemy drop today? Only green rupees, unfortunately.
That is so unfortunate. He ran out of magic too. So now he has to keep backtracking, trying to find some form of magic.
There is a little bit. There is a little magic.
In the bottom pot.
Yeah, right before it's like 2 rooms before Land Mola.
Is he? Uh-oh. I want to see his potions because I don't know if he's checked them.
I thought they found. I know they found there was a red, a blue, an empty bottle, maybe a green. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I think he still has a red remaining. Is he okay?
I can't imagine failing to go up the gauntlet twice. Well, anyway, let's focus on Misery Mire. We got the... Oh no, JC.
Oh, okay.
Don't even try.
Got my hopes up.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he knows, or is, you know...
I have no idea who's
skilled enough in hovering. That's a hard hover, too, because that's a very long distance to go from one bridge to the other. But that is the greatest of Go Mode Mires you can imagine. You know, big key in the first chest, basically.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's mirroring out. Probably wanted to step away for a split second.
Maybe. He doesn't have arrows? Oh my god. This is probably the biggest disaster I've ever seen in a Ganon's Tower. That's so unfortunate. It's not a good feeling.
Fortunately, there are arrows along the way. But you gotta go quite a bit out of the ways to go find it, so maybe he'll get bailed out by a... No, plenty of greens.
Shovels to dig either.
Yeah, because the next set of arrows that you can find, I believe, are... There's a room that has like a little portal that you normally bonk over, but if you go through it, there's a
then
pot.
I believe the room after that where Bob is also has more.
Yeah.
Looks like Christos is heading there. At least he's aware of where the backup option would be. We saw Codmire on one side and just Disaster GT on the other.
And that's it happens. Even to the greatest in this game, you know. We're all human here. We all make mistakes sometimes, so... And, man, that's unfortunate. That sucks, though, because Gauntlet is just really obnoxious, especially to do it this many times. But it's good to see that he's still finishing it out, you know. A lot of times you'll see players just straight up bail. They'll be like, nope, I'm done. I'm not doing it again. I'm outie.
I have a good feeling that Christos, being the good sport that he is aware that he is being restreamed and will not drop this at any cost. And JC is on his way to that final Crystal Silverless, but still such a large margin. He's, from what we see on the runners on screen, definitely on pace for that first place.
Yeah, and nice use of the D-boost, the NMG strat to kill the eyeballs. And that will be his last crystal, and he'll be able to go straight to the pyramid and drop down and fight Ganon, since G-Tower is already finished. Yeah, on Christos' side, he finds the spare arrows. He's probably going to go ahead and head to Bob's anyway and get a few extra arrows as well. Yeah, unfortunately, like, not having the Cane of Samaria means he can't get the free full magic refill on the right side. There is a small magic refill on the right side, but he might have to opt to take the safety door that has the 2 fairies and a full magic refill.
Yeah, that's really the only option, because with no cane, there's no magic on the right side if you can't get there.
And especially now, because he's down to 2 hearts, so he's got to be extra careful.
Ooh, that's a good drop. A little bit magic there. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just extremely unfortunate for Tojso. Seeing the seeing the Quake medallion on Zora's ledge.
Yeah.
Was he one of the players that did clip into the waterfall cave?
Yes, he was. So he clipped in, and I don't think he paid. I think he either clipped to Zora. No, he didn't clip to Zora at all, so he hasn't even been to Zora either.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're just a Ganon fight away from declaring our winner of the restream, so...
Yep. Having killed Aga 2 already, he's just going to run straight to the hole and drop down. No extra stuff at all.
Which is kind of like the fun part about Overworld glitches is, you know, it's not always the same. It's not always do Ganon's tower or fight Ganon.
Yep, sometimes just dive right in. And SamuraiPrawn is in odd eastern right now, so he is not going towards that Ganon Samaria, but he has to do these anyway, so it's not a big time loss.
Yeah. Tojso's trying to set up a fake flute to turn in the purple chest a little bit easier, and he gets it. Nice. Good work.
Hopefully he does not follow this up with Swamp House.
Yeah, that would be an unfortunate choice. Oh, and SamuraiPrawn taking a death in Palace of Darkness. Those dark rooms are a little tricky.
We have no idea where that lamp is still. It's actually kind of wild.
Yeah. Kind of wish we had a spoiler log so we could find out.
Another clip here by Tojso, just getting straight to this. A little faster, no Dark World needed.
Yep.
All for some coin.
Alright. JaySee 1 hit away from into the last phase and didn't pick up the silvers in Hookshot Cave, so we'll be seeing 12 silverless hits.
Something a little funny here is watching Christos kill these Lambolas. He could easily kill them with Fire Rod, which he did earlier. But he ran out of magic earlier, so he's actually opting to only use his sword. Just making sure he has that magic.
Yeah. Don't want to make the same mistake twice. Oh, he made sure to collect extra arrows along the way this time.
Collected extra arrows, didn't use any on a fight that he didn't need to use them, so he's 100% sure he has the resources to complete this on the 3rd try. No extra nonsense.
Tojso in Death Mountain, so he might be... Oh, he might be doing right side G Tower at this point.
There's the Ganon kill from JaySee.
It's like Tojso might be actually going into T-Rock. But yeah, congratulations to JaySee. Once he walks through that door, he will be our first place winner of the 4 restream, and in fact, our first place winner overall, finishing with a time of 1:38.37, a PB of 6 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yeah, and JaySee an excellent runner, and the fact that he PB'd by 6 minutes on this one just kind of goes to show you, no matter how bad the seed goes, it actually, in Overworld Glitches, could be a really good seed. And on top of that, Overworld Glitches is a little bit more long in these seeds. 138 being his personal best is actually a good indicator of that.
Yeah, we'll see if JaySee wants to come in and chit-chat with us about this wacky seed. Honestly, he made a lot of really, really good plays. He wasn't our first player to get... I think he was our 2nd or 3rd player to get that Moon Pearl, which was one of the... Oh, no. Tojso finding the wrong medallion. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, not so great. As we know, Quake on that Zora ledge that he's looking for. Christos on his way to get his Samaria after he stops getting troll warmed.
Yeah.
And SamuraiPrawn just kind of working his way up to everything else.
Gonna be generally upset knowing that he could have had this like 20 minutes ago, probably. You see him using the clutchest of strats to just dashing back and forth to make sure that Moldorn dies. And there it is. And there it is. Chris. the you know, you could tell a lot how the player's feeling based on their character's movements in game, and I'm learning so much just from him standing still and doing nothing, staring off into the distance.
And yet he's not even in a bad spot. He's actually arguably in a great place to finish 2nd in the seat still.
I know, right?
Keep going. Based on who's still in the race. I believe there is maybe 8 other runners. Yeah, exactly 8 other runners after JC are still running in this, so
he can at least reach for that podium.
he's doing really well considering everything that has gone wrong for him.
Yeah, he's thankfully missed those flippers, which I think is going to be funny for him when he finds out where they were.
Yeah. The best part about that too is people opted to check that because there are more chests, and they were rewarded immediately with both the flippers. Well, not both, but the flippers that allowed them access to the other chests. So it was kind of like a little bit of a reward for doing the correct ordering.
Oh, and we do have our second place finisher, Furemi, finishing second place with a time of 1:41.45. Not one of our 4 restreamed, but a very good runner overall of Link to the Past randomizer. So
he made it to the top 16, I believe, in the, or was it top 16 or the top 40 in the regular tournament that happened earlier in the year?
In the fall tournament? Let me. Yeah. I have that info.
I think he was in top 16.
I'd say. Oh yeah, I remember because I commentated one of his races. It was the Furemi Gerdo matchup.
What is Christos doing? Is this a fancy way to get up above, or is he just having fun?
Yeah, top 16.
He might just be having fun.
Looks like it.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely having fun. Because you don't need to do this at all. Just do what he's doing. Oh, that might be a... Oh, easy fake flipper, actually. Just has to line it up. There we go. So he's heading over to the dwarf and whatnot right now. Well, not to the dwarf right now. He's just kind of using this as a method to get to the Maya area. He doesn't have any blues for the YBAs or anything, so he's actually just heading there through fancy glitches, which I'm sure he's enjoying showing off.
Yeah, take it from us and from watching this race. There's a lot of fun you can have doing overworld glitches, and you know, you don't even have to like join in on the SRL races anytime soon. Just pick it up, look at the resources, play around with it, have fun, break the game, and then join us later for some races.
Yep, and a lot of the glitches they are doing aren't required. The mirror wraps, the weird shenanigans that they do at times that are easily accomplished by a different glitch. But you can do this with a lot less information, and all of it is in the resources tab on Discord, along with the extra guides on how to do each and every glitch. And if you really want to get into it, there's even more information, such as YBAs and such like that. Not required in this. Super Scudge's YouTube, an excellent resource, taught me everything I know. So just so many resources. If you want to get into it, definitely get into it.
Lots of great resources out there, and a lot of people willing to lend you a hand if you're struggling, figuring stuff out, or just need help, or just need someone to play with. But we do have our podium for the day. Gerdo coming in 3rd place with a time of 1:43.57.
Another top 16 runner as well.
Yeah. So GG's to our podium today, and so at this point, Chris is planning to get probably going to get our second. He's going to be our second place finisher on the restream. Tojso still looking for that Quake medallion, which we know is at Zora's Ledge. He's going to be hopping in to go check the Mimic Cave maybe after this. Oh, there's the lamp! Oh my God.
I cannot believe that was there the whole time. Was so that even... I don't know for sure if that was cane locked, but geez.
Wow.
JC in the waiting room ready to join us for an interview now.
Yeah, I don't know where that big key was, but that's hilarious. And we welcome our winner today, JaySee87. How you feeling after that one?
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
It sure looked fun.
You made all the right moves there.
I was a bit nervous about it was like 40-50 minutes before I even got any nice progression items.
Yeah, there was that long stretch where there were so many options available, but the actual solution was a Death Mountain Descent.
Fire locked Pearl with DMD to Fire Rod. I don't even know where Lantern is.
It was, we just found it. Tojso found it. It was in the big chest of T-Rock.
Which I believe required Samaria to get to, so you had to finish GT for that.
Oh my, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I don't remember where the big key was in Turtle Rock. But, so basically, Tojso was our first player to get the Fire Rod Moon Pearl scenario, and was looking to be the one to finish in first place, but never saw the Quake Medallion on Zora's Ledge, and has been scouring the entire world looking for it. So,
oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, just finished T-Rock. Just checked a mushroom, so this might be... Nope, okay.
Oh, he's going the wrong way again.
He's going the wrong way. And Chris, just now finishing up Meyer, had a couple hiccups in G-Tower. Unfortunately, he ran out of arrows the first time going up the gauntlet, and so opted to go do other stuff. Second time coming back, ran out of magic for the lantern, or to light the torches, and then ran out of arrows. So had to like go all the way back around to just outside Bob's room to get more arrows to go back up and do gauntlet the third time.
Oh my.
Yeah. So.
No, magic and arrow management was a bit tricky this seed.
Yeah, it helped that you went to Thieves Town and got that half magic. That was a pretty significant difference maker. I will say that of the 3 runners, only one person has found the silver arrows, and that's Tojso, because they were in the first chest of Hookshot Cave.
Oh, nice.
Surprisingly, no one has even been in that still.
I was debating on whether or not to do Hookshot Cave and hop on over to Catfish and then Pod, or just do GT and then be close to Pod anyways.
But yeah, I feel like your routing worked out really well, opting to do G-Tower as opposed to going and doing all of Pod and finishing up Eastern. Because then you were able to go mode Pod, which is, you know, a nice save. So kudos to that routing choice. What exactly, was it just as soon as you got the bow were you just like, all right, G-Tower sounds like a good place to go? What was your exact reasoning for picking that over going to Pod Eastern?
A lot of it was, if I want to Pod Eastern, I mean, I have to make a special trip to go over there, or make a special trip to get back over there somehow. When you finish G-Tower, you're just right there next to Pod anyways.
Ah, that actually makes a good, yeah, that's good sense. Good routing.
Yep, smart routing to use the automatic warp to the pyramid.
Oh, and it looks like Tojso is taking the dip into Swamp. No. Oh.
He's going for that 100%.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I was thinking about going into Swamp instead of Ice Palace.
Well, the wacky thing that we saw from some of our players is that, personally, I've never seen that clip down from Death Mountain to get into Waterfall Cave. So we saw either players getting the flippers super early, or Chris, who has never gotten the flippers because he set up the stored water walk to go get the Zora Ledge item and just skipped the Waterfall Cave. So
nice. Yeah, that waterfall clip was found by Tojso as far as I know. He's the one that showed me.
That's really cool. Is it on the resource dock?
It should be if it's not.
I believe it's in JC's resource dock. I don't think it's in Christos's.
Gotcha. And we have Christos taking down the big pig. He will be our 4th place finisher as soon as he walks through that door. And we can announce that he has officially finished 4th place with a time of 1:49.47. So, you know, it's interesting. I feel like he's probably generally upset. But we'll try and get him in for an interview so we can hear that beautiful, beautiful rant. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to watch. There was a lot of extra shenanigans that we saw that I don't know, especially with how Moon Pearl ended up happening. You know, I feel like had there not been all these sequence breaks, you guys would have had Moon Pearl a lot sooner. But at the same time, I did appreciate all the extra super bunnies and, you know, YB fake flutes and all that fancy stuff. I learned a lot today.
There were some definitely cool things that I had not seen.
I think the only real sequence break I did was just doing the dark rooms.
Well, I guess we need a new definition of sequence breaking in Overworld glitches then.
there were a few that were like directly a sequence break, so much as it's the same as doing it this way. So we're just gonna get there a faster way. Although the YBAs were a little bit of a sequence break. There has been a lot of YBAs so far.
Yeah, like I'd never seen the fake Light World shenanigans before, so that was really cool. Oh, and there's a mirror shield in the chest right before Argus. We still haven't found Flute yet.
Amazingly, he hasn't found red mail either. I don't fully remember where that was.
One was in C-shaped house, the other one was digging game.
I think it was treasure game.
You might be right, yeah. It was one of the two, because I remember... we'll go back and watch. I remember because I saw you turn into a blue cat.
It was amusing.
That's nice. It was nice seeing you do all the Dark World stuff as a tiny cat. It was funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
But no, this was a very fun race to watch. As someone who's still kind of getting into Overworld glitches, knows a good bit of them, but doesn't know like the more tricky ones, because usually I just make Futon do all the harder ones. This was a treat to watch, and I hope we've inspired some people out there watching to try this out for yourself. Definitely do it. And you've seen some of the players, so if you ever have any questions, feel free to hit them up on the Randomizer Discord with any questions you might have.
Yeah, we do have a glitched mode channel as well, which there's a lot of conversation going on lately for just general glitching and such. It's pretty nice. Looks like Samurai is actually going to find the cane very soon.
Yeah, and unfortunately it looks like Tojso is going to be heading to check left side swamp. Or maybe
a pedestal pull.
Jesus.
Poor guy. It can't be a pedestal pull. Can it? It can. It can't be. Okay. It can be a pedestal in his eyes because he still needs to Quake, not Samurai. Christos in the waiting room can join us for an interview as well.
And we welcome ChristosOwen to the room. GG, dude. How you feeling after that?
Yeah, something like that. Hold on, sorry, you're coming through my speakers, not my mic. One sec.
Sure.
Okay, that's better. Hi.
So, that was a viewing. You and JaySee were going through the gauntlet around the same time. So, when you ended up running out of arrows and having to bail out, and then you see JaySee finish out and find the cane, it was like, oh no.
Like at that point when I found the cane, I was like past the point of frustration, more just like laughter and despair. Like running out of arrows and then leaving to go and do Maya, and then dying in Maya, and then not really knowing what I was doing. I accidentally walked into Hera because I wasn't really focused and was like, oh my god, I haven't even done Hera yet. Like, I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's see what we have here. Then I was next to GT, so I was like, okay, let's go back and do this. I have arrows. Then I ran out of magic in the top torches room. I left for 2 minutes. Yeah, but I didn't know that. I realized, like, when I came... So I went for, like, 2 minutes to cool down, came back to the game, mirrored, like, dashed up to the thing, was like, wait, I still don't have arrows again. Like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
So, not my best performance.
All right, so... started. Oh, okay, good. SamuraiPrawn, I thought he was going to skip the chest in the gauntlet. He's still looking for the cane, so he's not going to miss that tempered sword. It was a very close race between you, JaySee, and Tojso, but unfortunately for Tojso, missing the Quake medallion on Zora's Ledge and has scoured the rest of Hyrule, having gone and finished all of T-Rock, just finished all of Swamp Palace.
Oh man, that's brutal.
He used a clip to clip directly into the waterfall caves. He actually hasn't checked the Zora area yet.
Oh, guess what? You'll never guess what was in Waterfall Cave.
The lamp?
Nope, it was the flippers.
The flippers! Oh my
god. Which is hilarious.
Do we know where the lamp is?
Lamp is big chest in T-Rock.
Oh, interesting. Where was the big key in Turtle Rock? I guess it was...
I believe it was Samurai locked.
Yeah.
So... Which is just a horrible spot for Lamp to be hiding.
Mm-hmm.
The start of this, like the moon pearl, was pretty painful too.
Yeah. Because
surprisingly, actually, you were, I think, a good couple minutes behind everyone else getting to the fire rod, and you still caught up real quickly.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was a good race to watch. It's just those unfortunate G Tower mishaps cost you a lot of time, which happens. It happens. I mean, the half magic was, I think, in the first 4 chests of Thieves Town.
I think it was right of the big key chest.
Okay.
Oh, so you had half magic climbing GT.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I should have been, like, I haven't been focused on, like, my resources at all this game. I tried doing a bunch of stuff that I couldn't do. Like, I tried, I think, 3 times to do Darkwood stuff without the moon pearl, and just had to save and quit again, because like, wait, I can't do this. But it was a lot of fun. Like, the seed was a lot of fun. I feel like there was a lot of opportunity to show stuff off.
Oh, and a lot of stuff got shown off, so...
Yeah, I'm not surprised with, like, the other 3 people. So I'm rusty as heck with all the overworld glitches, but, like, JaySee, Tojso, and Samurai, like, these guys are absolute beasts. So I'm sure that they put on a good show with, like, all the clips and stuff.
Yeah, we were hooting and hollering, because there's some stuff that, you know, I hadn't seen before. I was like, "That's a thing? You could do that there?" And like, I hadn't even seen like fake flute or the blue, the blue YBAs or anything like that, or fake light world. So that was really fascinating to see. And now I'm like, I want to try that out now.
Oh, it's so fun, and it's easier than it looks, honestly.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that you probably saw people do, like a lot of that's not required. It's just like getting to places faster. Like if anybody watching wants to get involved with this like mode, don't be like scared of it. Like, you have the boots to start with, and you just have to learn how to boot clip, and that's like 90% of the way. And it's the same, it's like learn that one technique and then apply it in just various places throughout Hyrule, and you're good.
Yeah, and once you know how to do that, like, just start clipping everywhere and seeing where it gets you. Most of the time, it'll probably soft lock you, but the times that it doesn't are the times that matters.
Yeah, and there's so many rules.
After you get into it for a little bit, you also get a feel for if it's going to work or not before you even try it.
Yeah.
The only thing that's kind of tricky is when it involves a ledge hop right after you do the clip.
Right, yeah.
Another interesting way to do stuff is there's always like a different method of getting to the same spot. Like, I know there's like 2 or 3 different ways that people clip from the maze race down to desert. There's just so many options.
So it doesn't always have to be like that precise 1 pixel setup every time. So, which is good. There's room to like make mistakes. But at the same time, a mistake could lead you into a soft lock. So just, be careful. I think we only saw 1 person get stuck and had to save and quit out. Or no, we did see Tojso mess up the clip down to Catfish.
Yes.
And I think we saw 1 person get stuck in a wall.
I did.
Christos did the GT clip a little bit.
Yeah, I got stuck in a roll once.
Okay, so at least 1 mistake from everyone. But yeah, right now SamuraiPrawn is in Mire, going to finish that up and find that big key on the bridge, and Tojso now checking the pedestal.
Wow, I just loaded up the speed gaming stream. I had 4 locations less than you, JaySee. That's quite funny. So, yeah. But still finished 10 minutes after.
I think the only things I didn't full clear was pod. Let's see. Then NRT Rock. For whatever reason, I decided to finish off Thieves Town and never turn in that green pendant.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't go into Swamp or Thieves, and I went into Turtle Rock super early without the moon pearl. That was my only dive into pendants.
Why is he activating the
flow? It's just in a downward spiral right now.
Because he can.
Yeah. We do have our 5th place finisher, JaySee87, finishing with a time of 2 minutes, 1 second. So just
2 hours.
Just 2 hours, sorry. 2 hours, 1 second. So just shy of that sub 2. But yeah, this was a really fun scene to watch, and it was very interesting to find that the fire rod in Skull Woods. So that was a forced bunny revival, right?
Yes.
Yes. Because that was the only way, since we now know where the lamp was. You need that fire rod to get that moon pearl. So, interesting to see. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing more Overworld glitches. I hope everyone watching enjoyed this. Yo, the 2 minute 1 second finish. Now that's a PB.
2 minute 1 second. That's awesome. But I'm gonna hop off here and let you guys finish out the commentary. Thanks a lot for doing this. It was a lot of fun.
Cheers. Thanks for thanks for racing.
Yo, and good game, JaySee. Congrats on the win.
All right, y'all have a great day as well.
All right, see you,
Take it
JaySee.
easy. Thanks for hanging out. GG. All right, so Tojso now at the point in the race when just double checking everything that he might have missed. So, which makes me wonder if he just thought he checked Zora's Ledge and knew it was and thought it was garbage,
Very possible. Because although based on his rupee count, I would imagine he hasn't actually paid Zora money yet.
True.
I don't think I've seen that high of a rupee count in this game before.
Then again, he has checked way more items at this point, so
yeah,
he's probably. I'm sure he's found a couple 300s. So. But yeah, eventually
wanted to do a pearlless run just for the fun of it, and was told to keep it serious and have a little bit of competition, and just unfortunately didn't work out either way. Could have just done that pearlless.
This might be the play. Nope, he was just checking what was on Lake Hylia.
I think he's double checking everything now, so it shouldn't be too long before he heads over.
Mm-hmm. Huh, I didn't realize that spin speed also works there. Nice.
Yep, it's another interesting way to clip through that. I've had once where I clipped through that without flippers and landed on the standing location.
Oh no!
Doesn't exactly help.
Yeah, we saw earlier. I really like the clip to set up for the fake flipper.
Yeah, that's a good clip. Samurai.
All right.
Still on Master Sword has to bomb these.
No, he has Tempered Sword.
Oh, okay. So that. I guess he's just opting not to damage boost. I guess he has the bow as well. He could just shoot a few.
I think, I don't know.
Either way, he's in a good position to clear this
up.
No.
Oh,
Tojso.
Officially, Tojso has forfeited from the race, having forgotten that Zora Ledge item, so... And, of course, we can't tell them right now, because there's still people racing, so... But if he wants to come in for... Go ahead and type in, ask him if he wants to come in, talk about it, so... That's unfortunate, but it happens. That's part of the randomizer. It's really easy to just either, like, you know, muscle memory hits you, where you're like, all right, no, I already checked that. I already know what's going on. Or whatnot, so... But GG's, put up a good fight. We got to see a lot of the game that we probably would have seen otherwise, so... Alright, and Prawn finishing up the Meyer fight, taking out our good boy Viddy, and we'll now head over to fight Ganon and finish this race off. Yeah, that was interesting. We had, let's see, Mirror Shield was in Swamp, Flute was right side G Tower, which most people wouldn't have gotten. Let's see, what other extra stuff? Cane of Burna was... Where was Burna?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see Ether either. Oh, I did see Ether. It was...
Laser Bridge.
Laser Bridge, okay.
Yeah.
You haven't seen... Oh, Christos found Cape, but no one else. I don't know where that would be.
It might have been in Meyer, actually, since he was the only one to check Meyer locations.
Tojso might have found it, and it just wasn't marked for him. We don't know for sure.
Well, that would explain if it was in Mire, since he never found that medallion to go into Mire.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes.
But, yep, just a Gana fight away, and we'll have our last racer on the restream finishing up. So, yeah, guys, let us know what you thought of Overworld Glitches. If you want to see more of this as well, you know, as an exhibition race, or, you know, we also do have 2 other races scheduled for our quote-unquote daily races, which I guess they're not daily races anymore. That's why they've been changed to community races, since they're not daily. That makes sense. That's why the name changed. I got it. See, I figure stuff out. I'm pretty quick, guys. I know what I'm talking about. Futon will back me up.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this stuff, don't worry. But yeah, just definitely hit us up on Discord. Glitched Modes, I believe it is called, for the Randomizer channel. If you just go in there, let us know what you think about the race and everything, so that we can take it all into account for the next ones, so that we can make sure you have good viewing experience if we ever do any more of these, which I'm sure we will.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the game modes that probably gets the least amount of exposure. You know, not many. There aren't that many races of the glitch modes, and it's a fun aspect of the game that you rarely get to see, at least in the randomizer category. The other modes, so it has been announced that tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern is just going to be an open, no glitches race, so just a big race for everyone to come play. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern will be an entrance shuffle, a full entrance shuffle. So
this is going to be rough for Samurai. No torch glitch without silvers.
Yeah, he does have half magic, so he'll be able to keep using that fire rod for the most part, but
and he's a skilled runner, so we're not too concerned about the ability to do this. It's just going to be a little bit of a hassle.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see players opt to just drop down the hole and restart the fight. Oh, no. It's a full entrance shuffle. So yes to full, plus quick swap, so. Maybe that'll be my first entrance shuffle race, because I've never done an entrance shuffle SRL race. I've only played it casually, because I'm bad.
I've played it casually, and I know for sure I'm bad. Did not have a good time.
Wait, that's it.
Again, for the glitched stuff, guys, if you ever try to learn this as well and are maybe unhappy with the resources because they don't fully get what you want to learn from them, or if there's anything you'd like clarified, just definitely hit us up. We can either update the glitches resources to give the information you need, give the help you need, or we can just give you a little bit of help in the chat as well. Oof. Good thing he was not holding an input there. He would have been knocked out. It's a full reset, actually.
Nice.
Did he run out of magic? I wasn't watching.
He did.
Portion of it.
He, unfortunately, was a couple pixels too high, so his 2 torch shots, his 2 fire rod shots to the left and right both missed.
And no lamp because it's hidden in T-Rock, so he didn't find that either.
That's something I didn't realize. It's like, why did he just use the lamp? Oh, because he doesn't have one.
Just having a little fun here as well.
Yeah. But this has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed watching this. And it's definitely harder with 4 people running it, but you just get to kind of like look around, pick and choose which crazy options you see each player doing. And right now, we still, in this race, it's between SamuraiPrawn and Elminster fighting for that 6th place finish.
And just for the record, there were 2 glitches we banned for this, just for the sake of showing it off. They aren't required ever, but they are allowed in some races. There are just a few bunny clips that you can do, and then some green and red YBAs in the overworld that do some strange things that kind of like wrapping the screen a bit. They're not too useful, but occasionally runners will use them. So
there is also some other clips that we didn't get to see, like there's a clip to be able to get the blacksmith without having the mitts. That one's pretty neat. Usually that one requires it's a mirror one, right? Similar to how you set up the pyramid fairy.
Yeah, it's no longer required by logic anymore. They took it out because it was a little too complex for the concept of Overworld glitches is to be an easy mode that everyone can just get into. So for the aspect of letting people get into this mode easier, we took it out so that we could help people get into it and feel comfortable. But you can still do it if you choose. It lets you get the dwarf without mitts. It's a cool strategy.
Ooh, that might be death. No potion. Oh, he does have a potion. Okay. So he still had the iframes because there was a bat like sitting on top of his face.
That would have been really unfortunate.
Yeah. Thankfully,
you know. Which this time I didn't see.
Oh, we're not there yet.
There yet.
So yes.
Wonderful.
Both the torches are still lit.
It's got an extra torch glitch where both stay lit until phase 4.
Yeah, I still find it funny that only one player ended up getting the silver arrows, and he got it before he went on the wild goose chase looking for the Quake medallion. So
one person gets silvers and they don't even beat the game just because of unfortunate luck on lining up that Quake. It's really interesting too because Hookshot Cave being very available and quite an obvious spot.
Because I think a lot of them did Super Bunny Cave. So
yep. They super bunnied early, so they couldn't do Hookshot, and then when they got to the point where they could do Hookshot Cave, most of them went straight into GT because they had all the tools for it, whereas Tojso had gone up the mountain a little earlier.
Which, you know, having silvers would have made taking out the mimics a little bit easier for Chris. Might have been able to not run out of arrows going up the gauntlet. But that's all hindsight. That's all speculation. But either way, you know, still great finishes from all these runners, given how challenging of a mode Overworld Glitches is. And especially with how many options you have from the start, it's really easy to miss that one spot that ends up having the Moon Pearl, or the Fire Rod, or the Hammer, or the Cane. Yeah, GG's to SamuraiPrawn, taking out the Big Pig. Once he walks through that door, he will be our 6th place finisher. And we'll see if he wants to come in and chit-chat about this seed. There we have it. 6th place with a time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds. GG to our last runner of the restream, finishing the race and putting on a fantastic show for all of us. So let's give a round of applause. I believe SamuraiPrawn was also the only player of the 4 to put off Kakariko for so long.
Yeah, he up. I know some of them strongly prefer to do that. I believe he is one of the main ones who like to just push it off as far as possible to get all the items you need. That was his strategy there, which caused him to miss a few hearts early. It cost him a lot of time there, and then got a little unlucky with some of the fake flipper deaths. Not often do you get caught by that, but the whirlpool hitbox really threw him through a loop.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if we're going to be getting SamuraiPrawn in here for an interview or not. We have not gotten a confirmation. Give him a minute. But in the meantime, if you guys are looking for more Link to the Past randomizer action, we do have another Key Sanity tournament race coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern. That's going to be on Speed Gaming 1. And then as well as another one at 8 o'clock over on Speed Gaming 4. In the meantime, coming up next on this channel is a Super Mario Bros. It's a very long time. Is it like a relay race, maybe? But the next up is we got Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer race over on Speed Gaming 2. That's at the top of the hour, as well as a Super Mario Bros. Race over on Speed Gaming 1 at the top of the hour. So lots of Mario coming up, followed by more Zelda, followed by more Mario. So
well, this was a pretty fun one. Elminster probably not too far off. I haven't pulled up the stream to check, but that'll be it for the main runners on our stream.
Yeah, so once again, you know, if you interested in getting into Overworld glitches, have questions, want to watch some great streamers play, make sure to hit up these runners. ask questions. You can ask me and Futon. We'll help you out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, shouts to the fine folks at Speed Gaming for putting on this community race. And we'll see you again tomorrow for the next community race, which will be open mode. So everyone should be involved in that. No overworld glitches in that race, all right? If I see any of you clipping in that one, I'll banhammer. But this guy. Man.
Oh, we do have Samurai coming in, I think.
One second, let's see.
I guess not, unfortunately.
All right, well, next time. Alrighty, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's great having someone with extensive knowledge of overworld glitches running the show here on commentary, so.
And thanks again to Return of the Jeffy and Max Mini for tracking for us as well.
Yes. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so. Cheers to everyone. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the races on Speed Gaming, and we'll see you next time.